Well guys, how are we doing today? We are in for what I believe is one of the last streams for Ireland Esports Collegiate Series powered by Natives. It is gonna be a sad one, lads, but do not worry. We've got a banger series in for you today, lads. We've got QUB Wiggy Wanderers up against UCD Leviathans. Both of these teams currently looking to make it to the live finals, the LAN finals, the big cheese at the end of it all, lads. And I don't know who's going to do it, but both these teams are kind of interesting. Squab, what are we thinking so far, man? As usual, is the boy.
Yeah, really excited for this one. I think this is maybe the most competitive semi-final that we could have got. We got UCD and the Wiggy Wanderers from Queens coming up against each other. We have seen these teams play each other before in the group stage. We even casted one of them live on stream, and we were very happy to do that. Yeah, it was really exciting. I think Wiggy Wanderers are coming in with the upper hand now because we got the absence of put big on vegan in this one. So I think Wiggy Wanderers are coming up big in this one. But it all comes down to draft. Comes down to how they are gonna play this out.
Definitely think it's going to come down to draft at the moment, especially with this team now not having Bacon and Vegan, as was mentioned there, means it's definitely going to be a bit different. And I definitely think Wiggy Wanderers, considering they lost at the hands of Put Bacon and Vegan essentially from his main champ Garen, there's definitely going to be a switch up coming out here. And I definitely think UCD may be going to be a bit of different footing here, completely different jungler. They've been playing with one for the whole time. Now they're playing with Kane Shed. And I'm not really too sure how he fits into it at the moment. We've yet to find out. Maybe he could be an improvement. It's going to be definitely interesting to see how Wiggy Wanderers adapt to it as well. This is, again, a random variable thrown in there as well for QUB. On the one hand, UCD go into this thinking, okay, we've a different player, we're not playing what we're comfortable on. But on the other hand, what are Wiggy Wanderers thinking? They don't know anything about this guy plays. They guess all they have to go off is an op.gg. So without that, they're not really too sure what's going to happen at the moment. And I think it's definitely going to be, I guess, interesting to kind of see how QUB adapt to this. We've seen some good performances from both teams, but we are going to see how it starts as we're getting into draft here. Squad, what do we think? Kesante and Nunu taken away immediately.
Yeah, just I saw an ever cheeky Garen hover ban there, but they are going to ban the Kane and the Cassante instead. Yeah, obviously taking Shpi off the Nunu is a big one. We have seen him play it a lot throughout the group stage, so it's one of the key bans. Also keeping Chinese man off the Cassante that he was so feared for in kind of the lead up to this tournament, and his solo queue pass. I would say that he's been well known for the Cassante, so it's big to get him off that one. On the other side, the Akshan ban coming out now again. From UCD against Wiglor, trying to keep him off comfort in the mid lane. We saw a very interesting kind of dynamic play in the last game where we would have kind of expected Wiglor to be the more proficient mid laner. Matamar is obviously coming from a top lane past, but we saw Matamars pull out that Vex, and he kind of gave Wiglor the business. So I'd be interested to see if we see that Vex coming out in this draft.
Vex is definitely a champ to watch out for. It gets banned away there, but definitely one for them to watch because Vex can do a lot of utility provided. There's a lot of burst as well, and there's certainly a lot that UCD can do here. And it's just the first pick really does set the tone for how this draft is going to go. And we do see the Xayah locked in there for QUB, which, I mean, again, pro pick staple, even an Ireland Esports Collegiate Series staple at the moment as well. That is going to be taken away. You can pair it with a lot of meta bot laners as well, which is kind of fair. Rakan is, one, but then you've also got the likes of Renata Glask, you've got the Nautilus. There's a fair few nice bot laners that could go on here as well. In response, UCD, we do see Senna is up. She has been hit a bit, but maybe they don't opt for it, and they're going to go for the Syndra here.
Yeah, Syndra, a pretty big pick that we have seen it quite a lot. Disco Dano especially likes to bring this out a lot. We've seen it from Jojo GA on the Daredevils, and now we are going to see it from Matamars as well. We might also get Why Do You Ask Me now. Hovering the Ezreal is going to go for the Ezreal in response to the Xayah, which kind of makes it interesting for QUB because they want to round out this 2-3. Probably picking support, but there's so many different directions you can go with the Ezreal that it makes picking a support kind of less lane focused and more game focused if they do want to do it here. I would if they could avoid it and pick mid and jungle, but we're gonna see how they adapt to this little draft niche.
Ezreal Syndra, not really much to play off there, not much real going on. Ezreal, I mean, it's a good bot laner. He's probably one of the strongest AD carries in the game at the moment after Senna getting hit. I'd say he's probably the top at the moment, actually, to be fair. Syndra is also a good pick. We do see the Jace getting locked in, so Interesting picks coming out here so far. A lot of pick potential, definitely. Not maybe Zaya, a bit of team fight locked in there for QUB, but they do add to this pick potential. Locking in the Nocturne, and Nocturne is a bit of a menace at the moment. We've seen it being locked in before in the Ireland Esports Collegiate Series, and it has done some work for a lot of these teams, especially. I really like the pick. Does a lot it can do, a lot of gank potential. It's also got huge objective control for Dragons early, should QUB opt to go that route. And with a Zaya, I assume they will. Well, what will UCD round it out now? They could take the jungler here, or maybe now they've seen the Jace, which is probably going to go top lane, they could lock something in here to stop it. And it is going to be the Jarvan 4 locked in for Kane Shed. Interesting pick.
Yeah, we saw Shpi pull out this Nocturne the last time these two played, when we did see them on stream going against each other in the penultimate group game to kind of decide who came out second. And Shpi really dominated the early mid game. I would call it the early to early mid game. But that game kind of came down to the wire, and we did see P-Wall's Garen kind of end up outscaling him a little bit and taking that game to him. But you know, that's not a factor today. We got Kane Shed's Jarvan instead on the side of UCD. So Shpi feels no problem here going the Nocturne, and I think it is a really good pick. Kind of when you get in these kind of games where you're kind of unsure as to the coordination between the team that is UCD, because they are missing one of their key members. They you know, you don't really know how they're going to end up playing out, and so you get a Nocturne paranoia and everything goes kind of crazy. So I do think it is a good pick, a nice bit of identification there from QUB. We are seeing top lane bans now getting thrown all around kind of willy-nilly here. The Nasus ban taking that away, and we got the Kennen USS and Maz Kennen also being taken away here. It's an interesting one. We're starting to see more niche bans here as we kind of, you know, focus on the top lane matchup.
Interesting to see if UCD opt to ban the Milio here. It was taken in the last game that QUB played UCD, and I actually think Leaf played pretty good on it as well. But again, looking back on previous matchups here, from the last time these two teams played, as far as my memory serves me right, I believe Shpi got fairly far ahead on the Nocturne, and I believe he then hit the brick wall of the Garen jungle after a while. So you did see him have an impact early on, but there's only so much you can really do when you're playing against something kind of niche. But seeing something kind of meta like Jarvan, okay, he's played against this before. It's a normal kind of jungler he'd see probably regularly in solo queue and in scrims. They've probably played against it a fair bit as well in terms of the group stage as well. So UCD and QUB kind of know the meta at the moment, especially when there's not so many niche picks being whipped out here. I think they're kind of ready for anything at this stage. We do see the Nami getting locked in with the Ezreal. Interesting pick, considering there's a lot of burst damage on the side of QUB. Personally, I would have preferred something maybe a bit tankier there. Maybe something like a Nautilus, maybe something like a Blitzcrank to be locked in. But Nami can do bits. I just don't believe she does well when Nocturne gets a paranoia off, or when Jace puts an EQ down, or when Zaya drops a couple of Qs and an E. I don't know, it'll be interesting to see them round it out. They aren't going to opt for the Milio this time. Looks like both teams are going to go a bit different here. We're seeing the Thresh locked in for Leaf. I kind of like this. It's quite aggressive. Okay, it's not great into Ezreal, but it does a lot outside of lane, and he doesn't need to even play for that. He can just play for mid lane, and if we see now if that is going to be a mid lane or top lane Jace, we're going to find out. They've been holding onto this pick for a while here. Finally going to have to show it and give UCD some form of counter pick, and it's going to be the Jace mid, which is fairly nice for the Thresh to gank if he wants to put a few kills on him.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of USS as Mordekaiser. He kind of pulls it out a good bit when he's kind of in a pinch. And what I will say is, you know, that Olaf ban made that kind of obvious for UCD. I think UCD knew, or should have known, that there was going to be a Mordekaiser if they didn't pick their top. So the only thing that I would be worried about on the side of UCD here is the fact that you picked a Nami makes the way you go into the rest of this draft, the last pick, very restrictive. And I was going to say that it kind of has to be something that can, you know, be there and be all up in the face, because if you just had a Jarvan and then you were looking for like a super carry top laner that wasn't going to have that innate tankiness, say like something like a Jace but not quite a Jace, that you would have been struggling for frontline with a team comp like this. But they have opted to go for the Renekton to try and keep up with some of the damage on the side of QUB. Going to try and absorb some of that. Good matchup for him in the top lane. These drafts are spicy. I would say they're spicy.
I will say, yeah.
And yeah, I think the introduction of the Thresh, it's not something we've seen a lot of, especially on stream. I don't think I've had the pleasure of having a Thresh game exactly. So I think it's interesting. I think that this game one's going to kind of be about feeling each other out, seeing how UCD adapt to having a player less on their starting team, and QUB trying to kind of gauge whether or not that's going to make much of a difference, because these teams have played each other both on stage and in scrims quite a number of times already. So it's going to be an interesting one for sure.
Definitely an interesting series. I definitely think, as you said, the draft's very spicy at the moment. It's very hard to kind of put your eggs into any basket here with what's been locked in. There's a lot of snowball potential, but a lot of potential to int on these champions as well. Like Nocturne getting behind is that biggie. Jace getting behind means they've practically no damage. Ezreal getting behind means he's practically a walking ward. And I mean, the biggest real factor for UCD here is seeing the Renekton get ahead for Chinese Man, because looking at the team, they don't have much frontline, and I'm not too sure if you'd want Renekton side laning. Like, I don't think UCD is a great 1-4 compared to what BUV have, to be honest. So I think really it's a matter of how good USSR Nema does against Chinese Man. And actually, looking back at the last game, he really did not do good against Chinese Man. So I really think, if anything, this should put the fear of God in him seeing that Renekton. And I think, really honestly, Chinese Man could be playing to ego here and saying, well, I kind of messed up this guy last time he played, so there's nothing really stopping me from doing it again next series. And honestly, I kind of see it. I kind of understand where he's coming from as well. I think he's definitely got stronger mechanical overall presence. I definitely think he puts a lot more fear in the team. And I definitely think if he gets ahead, like without their old jungler for Wiggy and Vegan, I really think the carry pants need to come out here. As we did see, why do you ask me, he can have some performances, but overall I think it really does fall up on the backs of Madame Mars and Chinese Man. But we're gonna throw it to a break. We will be back soon, lads, for game 1 of the semi-finals. I hope you all tune in and I hope you all watch this, guys. Don't go anywhere.
When I dance on your fly, 'cause I know what you don't. It is me you adore. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken, I bet. How sad. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken, I bet. Now come alive with me and quit the jealousy. I know you're bored, I know it's boring me. Now come alive, baby, get out the grave and I know you're bored. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken, I bet. How sad. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken, I bet. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken, I bet. How sad. Fill me out with your smile. Now the sunshine brings the light. Fill me out with a flame. I will let you in this game. Take me out when I'm down. 'Cause with you I'm safe and sound. 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 Safe and sound.
Welcome, welcome, and we're on the rift for game one of the semi-finals of Ireland Esports Collegiate Series, where we've got QUB Wiggy Wanderers up against UCD Leviathans. Squab, we might see some early game cheese here, or at least a counter invade going on from the side of UCD. What are we thinking there?
Yeah, I think they're just trying to play safe. I think these teams do have a lot of data on each other, and I'd imagine in scrims the thresh has been seen before, and this might be something that Wiggy Wanderers have done, because it is quite abnormal to just randomly stack the top red red brush, but yeah, just maybe just a bit of foresight there from something that they might have seen before. So they're just going to cover that up as they do walk in. Looks like they're going to walk in for this ward, but they're looking tasty. Yeah, they do get the ward down. So yeah, and oh, that's maybe the most pings I've ever seen on a ward.
That was actually quite close there. I was actually shocked that he nearly got caught on the ward as well, to be fair. It was fairly close. A bit worrisome.
Yeah, Kelko just kind of noting down some of the summoner spells as we saw in chat there with the Nami's got exhaust in this one, and Ezreal's got the heal, so it looks like they are going to be playing more on the passive side, kind of trying to get this Ezreal to 2 items as safely as possible. And I guess the bot lane, like Kelko and Leaf, that have been playing quite well. It's going to be an interesting one, but I do know that Why Do You Ask Me is pretty proficient on the Ezreal himself, so it's going to be I'd say the bot lane match for this one is going to be an interesting to see if What You Ask Me and High Person can actually obtain a passive lane and not get caught out by this thresh.
I think that a lot of the action as well could go towards this top lane. Considering how Chinese man plays on this Renekton and how aggressive this guy can play, it's definitely going to be a bit of fire if USSR 9-9 now decides to go aggressive and go really hyper on this guy as well, especially considering how Chinese man played it last time. I'm a bit shocked, to be honest, now, because I think USSR 99, maybe he should go something a bit more passive and safe, because considering how the last time it went, I'm a bit shocked he didn't go for it, as we do see a hook connecting there onto Fleet. A lot of damage coming out there onto Priston. Ignite comes through. A really nice bubble, though, going to come out in response. Ezreal not able to get a bit of his own damage down there, and it's going to be an Ignite for nothing for the side of Wiggy Wanderers. Really well played there from the hook.
Yeah, just getting the job done there nice and easily with the hook on the Thresh. Kelko decides not to flash. I'm not too sure which abilities he had taken. I believe he did not have his E, so he wasn't able to flash either. So saves the summoner spell, and you know, no harm, no foul there. Just the Ignite going down, and Kristen's able to heal up off the Nami W as well. So it's all pretty quiet as far as you know, any ganking situation or anything is concerned. Just scaling up, doing what they do, but it is early advantage to Kelko and Leaf for sure.
Kelko and Leaf really stunting their stuff early on. I mean, it's Ezreal, Nami into Xayah Thresh. I guess they do have kill pressure a lot more. Then again, but it's like, why do you ask me on the Ezreal? There's a lot that can go on here. USSR 99 though, absolutely laying down a bit of the law on Chinese man. Chinese man in a huge wave. What is he doing here? As USSR 99 hitting the passive, hitting those Qs, but not enough to take him out. But he did force that flash in. A bit of a micro mistake there of Chinese man.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, right? The main premise of this matchup is the fact that the Renekton, when he has enough rage, over 50 rage, he can cut the shield for the Mordekaiser, so it's a little bit of a cat and mouse game as far as timing is concerned. The key mistake that he makes there is getting hit by the tower. He is safe to flash away, however, because he knows that USSR 99 doesn't have flash.
That was an unfortunate pull from the Mordekaiser there, and in the end leads to Chinese man getting first blood onto USSR 99. Just a really unfortunate situation there, but I don't think it'll throw him off too much. You see, as he's coming back to lane here, he's going to TP right back in. Leaf and Kelko, though, fishing for Ezreal E at the moment here. He's trying to see if what you asked me might E to the left, and no, he does not. Unlucky for timing there from Leaf. Nami just coming into lane herself, but looks like nothing's going to happen here. But a serious amount of pressure being forced there from Kelko onto what you asked me, and a lot of damage.
Yeah, just as we say that that the Mordekaiser doesn't have flash because he took Ghost and Teleport, we do see that be punished with the Jarvan gank. And it's a weird one when you're playing as Jarvan not to have the flash, because the Flag and Drag is so you know, such a great setup to it, and Renekton also has a great gank setup. You know, this is a top jungle that we see quite often in general. So it's an interesting one not to take flash. It kind of only really matters in the first 5 levels before he gets Death Realm, and the fact that he did get punished in the first 5 levels is maybe like the only point in this game where a jungle gank can catch him out. So it's unfortunate that he doesn't look out for that, but you know, on the flip side, it's also well played by Kaneshed and Chinese man to identify that they could go for that, as we do see some action in the bot lane.
You see the Nami will connecting onto Kelko. Why do you ask me? Eing in there, but he didn't get punished for it with a Thresh hook, and he didn't need to pop the heal. So overall, it was a pretty good trade there for the side of UCD back in response.
Yeah, another Nami bubble now.
Bobble gonna connect there. The W auto onto Kelko. Does have the flash available. Flashing forward. Exhaust coming out there. They do take him out. Can they get the other? Can he get Priston back in response? Leaf can with that Thresh auto damage. A bit passive enhanced, but he might go down himself. Overall, a 2-for-1 in favor of UCD. Really well played there from Why Do You Ask Me for the two sums. It was very worth. But Chinese man going hyper aggressive here. Taking 2 shots. Speed trying to do something back himself, but not a lot of damage coming through. Why Do You Ask Me? Getting taken super low here. And they don't have sums. Jarvan trying to put a bit of damage down. Kaneshed and What Do You Ask Me slowly whittling down Spee. Can they get him back though? No. And the Q not going to have enough damage to take out Why Do You Ask Me there.
Yeah, just kind of a whole host of things going on in the map there with the top lane trade. Chinese man going very deep into the tower, but does keep his life, as we might see some more depending on if he gets spotted.
What do you ask me though? Not going to get hit by the recalled feathers, and he manages to survive by the skin of his teeth there. Not finished just yet. Kaneshed going in with the EQ. Really nicely done from Mata and Kaneshed. Some seriously nice communication going on there with the boys.
Yeah, that's just Jarvan things from Kaneshed, right? You know, he's got 28 CS, he's level 4, obviously behind HP, but that just doesn't matter when you're playing Jarvan. The main thing that you're trying to do is keep your lanes up. We might see more action non-stop.
You do see Spee trying to take a fight. Kaneshed super low here. Kelko trying to damage down, but down goes the Nocturne first. Can Leaf stay alive long enough? No, he can't. Kelko with a 1v3 situation. Here's Wiggler. 3 members of UCD are super low though. Priston might get taken himself as a really nice bubble connects. Wiggler going to take that in the end there, and it looks like they're going to get away. Only if 1 member of QUB going to go down there, and it's Priston as well. So overall kills on the board everywhere for the side of UCD at the moment.
Yeah, UCD have done a great job of making this game complete and absolute chaos. they know they have the AD carry that has a bit more utility with the Arcane Shift, and you know, at this point in the game, Zaya has no items really, and isn't really able to pump out the DPS that would make these fights dangerous for a Jervin. So yeah, just keeps going in, doing Jervin things, you know, avoiding CS at all costs and just ganking permanently. So they do find another one, and yeah, just more big plays being made potentially.
Wiggler gonna get caught out here maybe by Chinese Man. A lot of damage coming out. Really nice stun from Adam Mars. Spee going to be next on the chopping block, and UCD are everywhere and nowhere at once. Double kill. USSR 99. You walked way too far forward, sir. Kane Shed and Chinese Man going to put you on the menu next, and he's gonna get taken down. He's gonna try and pull. Chinese Man going hyper aggressive for this. No flash available, and actually he makes it out. This time the pull does connect onto members of UCD and does stop him going down there.
Yeah, you can kind of tell how disastrously this game is going for QUB if you just take a look at the scoreboard and see how many bounties that are on the side of UCD at the moment. Just a massive amount of work being done by this Jervin, to be honest, and also just some really like quiet, clever gameplay from Madamers. You know, finding those EQs under tower that the Jervin can jump on. You know, without that kind of setup, it's a lot harder for the Jervin to do what Jervin wants to do. So really good work being done by Madamers as well, and this bot lane is scaling. You know, they've even got a lead. They managed to win a 2v2 against the Zion Thresh, which is absolutely massive for them. And yeah, a bit disastrous for QUB, but it's by no means over. There's a lot of pads back into this game. You know, this Chase can pick up a lot of damage. This Mordekaiser can take anyone out of the fight, and if they are able to pick up one or two shutdowns on the side of Zaya and Kelko, you know, this game could explode back into form. But at the moment, it's advantage UCD.
The moment UCD are really showing off right now. Have early game dominance at the moment. Ezreal 2-0-0 about to complete his Triforce. Has 600 in the bank. So he needs a bit more gold to complete that Mythic item, but he's well ahead of Kelko. Currently only has the new quiver at the moment as well. We're seeing almost Mythics completed here on the board. Actually, speaking of Mythics, it looks like Chinese Man can recall and get his own right now. So already UCD are firmly in the driver's seat here, but I wouldn't count QUB out just here. Wiggy Wanderers do have avenues back in. They do have a Zaya who can do a lot with her utility, with her feather recall, and even USSR 99 only one kill down at the moment here. Same with Wiggler, only kind of a lot of room. And to be fair, we see a lot of these cases where teams do come back into these games like this, because with the shutdown mechanic brought in a few seasons ago, you do have a bit of gold scaling back in if you do get these shutdowns onto the Ezreal. And currently 4 members of UCD building up shutdowns. That's about $1,000 of gold in the bank for the side of QUB if they take out all those 4 members. So it's not over just yet, but at the moment UCD firmly in control.
Yeah, it's kind of all about minimizing how much gold the side of UCD can accrue while they do have this massive advantage, because, you know, the time in between 10 and 14 minutes is super crucial for like turret plates, and there's a lot of gold generation comes from you know, stomping lane and getting those turret plates. It's like a super big factor of winning and losing lane and defining how hard you win or lose that lane. So if QUB can kind of keep it a bit chill for the next you know, 5 or so minutes and kind of minimize how much gold that, you know, Renekton and Syndra can generate from these lanes, kind of keep it a bit chill, and then work on taking those objectives, or taking those bounties rather, as soon as they make a mistake. So, but here might be Shmi making a mistake.
B right now, getting caught in the Jarvan ult. He does manage to flash out, which is nice. He finally doesn't go down there in the end. Paranoia gonna come out there from the Nocturne to, you know, find the members of QCD, but that's all it's gonna do, it looks like.
Yeah, just kind of loses vision on the Jarvan there, so isn't able to go in and try and take that fight. I think it would have been a losing fight regardless, so maybe a blessing in disguise that he lost vision, but nevertheless, doesn't quite do what he wanted to do there. And all of a sudden, this you know, this Jarvan performance is looking super big. He's completely like avoided CS at the start, you know, only he was down almost double HP CS, but now he's starting to come back into the game, and you know, he has a massive gold lead now on HP. So maybe, you know what, maybe jungle camps are overrated.
Maybe jungle camps are overrated. He's 8 CS down, but he's currently 2 kills and 2 assists up, and he's currently about to complete his first item of the game, as we see Mythics coming online for the side of UCD right now. We see Madamars completed his Leandri's Anguish. We see Chinese Man completed his Gore Drinker, and at the moment it's looking pretty Pretty grim for QUB already. Currently about 3k gold down, so it doesn't look as bad in the gold department, but as soon as they start pushing for turrets and start looking for fights, as we see right now with Chinese man at the USSR, there's really not much QUB can do without these shutdowns. And Matamar is going to catch Wiggler with the stun. Really nicely played there. Kaneshed, though, not going to find him actually, and a lot of damage back in response in that trade. Also in the bot lane, a lot of damage coming out there, but no one goes down overall.
Yeah, they get the Rift Herald and a couple of love taps there, forcing Wiggler to go back and getting out his flash. You also get the Jarvan flash because he EQ flashed onto the Jace. But yeah, just you know, we were talking about turret plates there, picking up 2 turret plates in the mid lane. You know, more gold generation going over to UCD. That was the key factor that we spoke about. Another thing that we spoke about a couple weeks ago, I don't know if anyone will recall, but when we last saw the Nocturne, we were talking about how important it is for Nocturne to get a good first ultimate, as we see him on the camera there very briefly. The Nocturne is super important, you know, for early game, and is super important that he does get his first ultimate off and gets a kill or some kind of gold from it, because if not, this Nocturne can find its way in a bit of a gold hole where you know, you can't really go in, you know, face first dive onto 5 people unless you're ahead enough to like facilitate that. And the fact that his first ultimate works out, you know, completely against him, where he loses vision and doesn't pick up any gold for that, you know, it's super easy to see why he can't go in, but he's going in now.
Hyper-aggressive ulti coming right out there from Spee. We get one hook down, really nicely done for QB there. They take out one member. Out comes the Cataclysm though, Leaf. Super low, Featherstorm going to force the flash from Ezreal, but not going to get the kill. Kaneshed though, going to take out one member, going to take out 2 members, and Kelko maybe made a mistake there to go hyper-aggressive. Going to connect the E. Kelko get the kill, no he cannot, and it's a triple kill for Kaneshed. Bebob who? Holy mother of God, this man's a Jarvan. He is a machine putting in the hours, but Wiggler's here. Wiggler looking for 1 kill. Wiggler gets 1. Can he get 2? Kaneshed trying to get it with his life. The Q not going to connect from Wiggler. Oh, it's not going to go well here. Wiggler gets the kill. He goes down with the shutdown. 800 gold in the tank bank for a Wiggler, and he's going to recall 4-2-0. QUB take a nice bit of a trade back there, get some kills back, but overall, that was a sick fight from Kaneshed.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say, to be honest. You know, we see Wiggler picking up the shutdowns on the back end there, but that is all about first of all, it should be catching out Priston, you know, making sure that kill gets done. And I thought it was a bit of a mistake by Kaneshed there on the Jarvan to dive into 3 people and hit him with the Cataclysm, but instead, you know, he makes that fight his own. He takes out Leaf, who's kind of left in the back, while Kelko and Spee are diving onto to Why Do You Ask Me on the Ezreal. And so he picks up that kill, and then he makes the other 2 kills with fairly elementary, you know, takes out Kelko and Spee as well, but then Wiggler picks up the shutdowns from the back, and you know, we just see a lot of gold transfer either way, but it probably, as far as the fight goes, is advantage QUB, but this one might not be.
It's a fight starting here. 4 members of UCD against the 2 QUB boys. Nocturne's here, but can he do anything? Leaf looking super low. Kelko looking super low, and it's 2 kills over to UCD. QUB on the back foot.
Yeah, there's an analogy that we use in soccer a lot, that you're, you know, a team is most vulnerable just after they scored a goal, because they're the most open and, you know, the most vulnerable to being counterattacked. And I think we saw that there from the bot lane of QUB. You know, they pick up a lot of shutdowns on the side of Wiggler, and they get a little too overconfident and get completely punished. As we do see Spee steal the dragon.
Spee stole this dragon. Spee's going in. Spee's looking for kills. Spee's going hyper on Why Do You Ask Me, but he's on his own. Where is this man's team? There's nowhere to be seen right now, but QUB still looking to force the fight here. Although they don't have the Zaya, it's just Thresh and Jarvan. Can Wiggler carry it? Meanwhile, though, we do see USSR fighting Chinese man up in the top lane. It's a battle for the ages. Back in the 80s, it looks like, in that top lane. And we do see at the moment Wiggler trying to find something, trying to fish for damage onto Kaneshed and Matamars, but there's nothing he can do.
Yeah, I think you know, these days we kind of see those 2 places as more allies than anything. But you know, Chinese man and USSR 99 absolutely taking it to each other here in this top lane. Advantage Chinese man for the last 15 minutes or so. USSR kind of struggling here to get a hold of this matchup, as he did get counterpicked unfortunately. But yeah, just a lot of things happening on the map. Spee not getting a lot of help there in that dragon fight, and does almost manage to take out What You Ask Me. I think one JCQ would have maybe done it if he just stuck his nose out of the brush there for a little minute, but decides not to. So Spee gets the dragon, not much else, but they do pick up the Rift Herald here. So you know, objectives being traded back and forth. 2 dragons is super huge for QUB actually, in terms of finding a win condition. If they manage to bluff a fight just before the third dragon and do end up picking that up, it's kind of panic stations for UCD. So they do need to be careful. And you know, if I'm King Shed or I'm Madam Earth, I'm absolutely screaming at my team that we cannot lose the next dragon because it could become imperative to how the rest of this game plays out.
Definitely, I think at the moment it's pretty hard at the moment though for UCD to really do anything. I definitely think UCD have, I mean, winning lanes everywhere at the moment here, and I just think they need to just break the wall, need to tough it out. But after they tough it out, they're still left with some pretty strong members on UCD's side with the item advantage. Just hook connecting the one to what you asked me, he takes it, but the E coming out there to make sure Leaf looked overextended, and it's very hard at the moment.
Yeah, just not really finding anything. You know, they have picked up that mid turret, so you know, they do have access to a lot of this map. Madamir's obviously prioritized, you know, bot lane action and getting his team ahead, as opposed to defending his own tower. So Wiglor is the rich man here on the side of QUB, and once he does stack up that Muramana, he might be something there. It's just we see Madamir's flash forced out there by the paranoia. But you know, Wiglor, once he has that Muramana, you know, with the Manamune fully stacked, he will be putting out so much damage, especially with the amount of CDR that he gets. I assume that he might end up picking up a little bit more CDR as well. You know, because once you get to a point on Jace, you can kind of shoot out. You can shoot out two empowered Qs with the one E on the side of Jace there, depending on how much CDR you do end up picking up. So it is his job to put out the damage in these fights because he was the benefactor of an incredible amount of those shutdowns earlier on. So yeah. All on Wiglor, all eyes on Wiglor. Obviously, Shpee 1 and 4 not having the best of times, but to be honest, at this point, his job is just to turn out the lights and let Wiglor do all the damage.
Definitely think it's kind of on Wiggler's back here to do something. He's got 2.5 items completed, and I don't think he's using them much, as we saw him take up the 3 kills and then kind of fall silent here, but I really don't think there's anything he can do at the moment. Definitely think with 2 items he needs to kind of be more a split push menace, he needs to do a lot of damage, and if you're kind of grouping with the team, and when a lot of his members are really underfed, it's really they're kind of fishing for Wiggler, and I think Wiggler, there's a lot of pressure for him to not overextend or get caught in something like a Jarvan ulti or a Syndra Unleashed Power or something, and I definitely think he needs to play it safer than he normally would. I know he's ahead, but I think with how underfed the members of QUB are, it's kind of a pseudo kind of comfort situation where you've got one person ahead, but the rest of them can't think any of them is worth fighting.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, right? I think UCD are doing a great job of understanding where their leads are, because you know, oftentimes we would see like you know, people calling out there on the bot lane just as that Rift Herald is charging that, you know, there's a fight to be had here because they can't really push back. So you can kind of just scope out the field and see what's happening. But they understand the Chinese man's lead on USSR 99 is a key component in why they're so far ahead in this game so far. So they opt to just kind of play it safe and make sure that they don't take that tier 2 tower. You know, no risky play, no 10% play, just trying to make the 90% plays when they have that that gold lead here, and they are doing such a good effect so far, but we might see something break out as we were talking about this dragon.
Did you see the Thresh getting caught out there? I mean, do you see items coming through? Nami Taiwo is going to come out there, Arch with the paranoia. Jarvan also going to get popped. Speed Force the flash though. They get one though. Out comes Kristen, but Chinese man, super serious health bars there. Down goes USSR 99. It looks like he's the first one to go down himself for the side of QUB. 1 for 1 so far. UCD looking to change that. Flash, why do you ask me? In comes Cane Shed. Does he have the ulti? No, but does he need it? Out comes the Feather Storm, the hook back. Not going to recall those feathers. Now he's going to recall those feathers, but no damage coming out from QUB.
Yeah, just as we were talking about it, you know, they just lack a bit of damage at the moment because Kelko is so underfed here on the Saya. And, you know, Wiglor is doing what he can, but I was just talking about how massive that Renekton is, and he does a great job of absorbing so much of that Jace damage, and makes it pretty hard for QB to actually, you know, capitalize on anything. We did see USSR put the Nami in the death realm as he was on 1 health, which I did think was a bit of an interesting decision because he does pick up the kill to secure it 100%, but at the same time he isn't able to do anything afterwards and does get caught out kind of deep in enemy territory there. So you know, it's Chinese man doing a lot of the work here on the Renekton that I think will kind of go underappreciated, but is absolutely popping off here for UCD.
Definitely, I think UCD are just firmly in the driver's seat at the moment. I definitely think Shpee, He's playing good. He's forcing these engages. I mean, like, if he was on even footing with Cane Shed, I'd nearly be praising what he's doing here. But it's just so hard to do when you've got one item and you've kind of got a dream. I know Cane Shed's also one item, but he's also currently kind of, what, 1200 gold up on him at the moment. He's nearly completed his second item at the moment. And he's been fairly strong and impactful on these fights. So even when he's not getting the plays, he's got 6 assists from just helping people like Why Do You Ask Me? And people, even himself, just getting some of these kills on the board. And I definitely think it's more the fact that Jarvan's holding his ulti till after Shpee's using his, that it's so much harder for Shpee to get an engage angle, because if soon as Shpee blows his ultimate, there's nothing he can do, whereas Kinched can use his ulti in a lot of different ways to be a bit defensive, but also to kind of set up something like Why Do You Ask Me ultimate or Madamar's landing a stun as well, and I definitely think it's a lot of pressure for Shpee to perform here, especially on the jungle standpoint, as we do see there are 2 dragons up, but UCD crawling back into the moment, do take the mountain dragon. It's going to be the mountain soul as well. Wiggler fighting Chinese man. Is it going to be enough? He's looking for something. UCD member is not there just yet. He thinks, okay, maybe I can get this. Q damage not going to connect. Nami is coming around the corner here, and so is Jarvan. Fight might just happen. Leaf gets caught out. EQ from Dragon. Flag and drag. Really nice bubble coming out there from Kristen as well. Paranoia from Shpee. Are they going to go in? A bit low, Nami. And the Doctor says, I'm going all in, baby. Get me in on this. Get it in. Cane Shed running away for dear life, does get rid of the side, but super nice bubbles coming out from Kristen. He's playing so well this game on the Nami. But as I said before, QUB have no damage.
Super huge opportunity to try and do something there, because we do see the fact that Madamar's doesn't have TP in the bot lane, as well as USSR 99, that they have a guaranteed 4v4, and Why Do You Ask Me isn't even there yet. We did see Leaf get caught out. I thought the Paranoia was really good. 4-second Nami flash, kind of unfortunate. But they just don't have enough damage to take that Renekton down when he was at his most vulnerable. So yeah, just kind of echoing what you're saying, they don't really have the damage right now. But the one thing I will say is that I do think when they're only 2,000 gold down, that there's so much potential for one of these shutdowns to be picked up by the wrong person and it to all go wrong for UCD. So I think it's super important that they kind of do continue to make the 90% plays at all times, you know, not take too many risks here. They did the right thing at the Dragon by just making sure that they were set up perfectly for the fight, and then take the Dragon, because that would have been a bit of a disaster if they lost it, putting QB on Soul Point. They take that Dragon, and from that point forward, it's just super important that now they play 90%, they play super you know, positively and safely, and not give up any of these shutdowns and make the obvious plays, as opposed to forcing, you know, over forcing these plays.
Definitely think that's the case, but one of the big factors in that, Wiggler right now might get taken out. He's currently 1.5k gold ahead of everyone, even on UCD, but look, you can see why with that damage, Wiggler taking out that Syndra. Serious damage coming out from Wiggler. It's no wonder the man's currently nearly got 12,000 gold in his bank. Currently ahead of everyone on both teams, most gold in the game. 3 items completed, and if you just saw there, the Shirelda's Grudge gonna get completed as well, so that's slow and that damage just melting Madamar's there.
Yeah, Wiggler flexing his muscles there, you know, really taking it to Madamar's and Keisha there, showing why he is far richer than either of them. Yeah, just pumps out all that DPS that he can do. Has speed to turn out the lights as well to try and make it as easy as possible for him, but completely outplays that 2v1 there, and you know, gets the job done. This is Team Wiggler, the Wiggy Wanderers, and they need their captain to really come up clutch in this game.
Oh, Shpee, speaking of coming up clutch here, looks like Shpee made a big boo-boo. EQ coming out from the Jarvan, and that is going to potentially be a drag. Out comes the tidal wave from the Nami. Is it going to hit USSR 99? Yes, it is, but the hook not going to connect, but he pulls Kinched closer. It could have been a very dangerous play if he decided to flag and drag Kelko there, but overall, it looks like the side of UCD have decided, well, jungler is dead, no one to match the smite.
Baron.
I guess we take Baron, and what are QUB going to do about it? So much damage is what they're going to do about it. Wiggler absolutely melting the squishies for the side of UCD. Knock up on the Baron here. QUB are not done. They are going to get spotted on this board. Going to take it out. In comes Kinched. They're trying to get the fight. Really nice. Ulti coming out there from the Jarvan. Leaf trying to run away, but down goes Wiggler, and that's huge. You words hurt me, man, and so do UCD. They hurt harder than QUB at the moment, and I don't even know what to say. I'm lost for words here. Once Wiggler got caught out, there was nothing QUB could do there.
Yeah, it's just once they, oh, there might be some more action here. You might have to keep going.
Paranoia, though, is going to connect. But you just see it. Kristen, even when he dies, lands a stick bubble onto Shpee. And he gets taken out himself. Down goes Zaya, all off the back of Kristen getting taken down, but managing to land that bubble onto Shpee.
Yeah, UCD just continuing to play super positively. They take the fights that they know they can win. And that's super important to the way that this team is playing at this moment, is that they know every fight that they engage in, they have a 70% chance of winning. You know, unless there's some kind of disaster, they've always had the upper hand in these fights that they're taking. They knew that Shpi was dead, so that there wasn't any opportunity for a smite to be taken. But I think they would have been saying to themselves that they were going to turn that fight, and they do so beautifully with the German EQ flash, knocking them up, putting them in the Cataclysm, and from there, you know, it's just an easy 3 kills. They do look to the mid lane, and then you know, Spee goes in, kills Priston, but Priston says, "I'll kill you right back." Lands a perfect bubble, and you know, Madamers does the rest of the business there. So it's an interesting one, and we are seeing a very positive UCD game here, and I think it's going to be very difficult now for Wiglor and his boys to come out of here alive, as they did lose yet another Mountain Dragon. As we do see UCD setting up for the Baron now, getting plenty of vision.
UCD kind of, as I said earlier, firmly in control, firmly standing tall. Out comes Cane Shed with a Cataclysm, and down goes Leaf. No plays to be made here, UCD say, as they hover towards that Baron. Chinese man currently fighting Wiggler, doesn't have TP available, as he did TP to the bot lane. He's looking to take down the biggest member of QUP, but does he have the damage? No, he does not. Wiggler laying down the law and says, "Not today, sir," and has his own TP up. He could TP to Baron if they want to right now, and this, what started off so well, turned out to be such a misplay from Chinese man there.
Yeah, Chinese man's getting kind of ego checked in this, to be honest. You know, he is taking these fights against Wiggler, and Wiggler is, you know, substantially fed now, has 2k gold more than the Renekton. Thinks that he can win the fight anyway. You know, that matchup generally would be like pretty good for Renekton, I think, in my opinion anyways. But the Jake's kind of showing where the problem lies, in that he has the gold, he slaps him with his wallet. The Sorelda's doing plenty of work there for Wiggler's spacing as well, and then he just drops the hammer on him. You know, lives on 2 HP or so. But, you know, when you're that good, maybe that's all you need. So, Wiggler once again showing that he will have to be the one to carry this team over the line. As we are seeing items start to come in, right? You know, the Xayah has 2 items now, but is still incredibly behind the curve. One, you know, if Syndra breathes on the Xayah will die. But, you know, it's about getting as much damage as possible. Wiggler is going to have to do the heavy lifting here. That's how this is going to play out, as there's a rather large battle for vision happening on the top side. But I think and Priston is doing a great job of keeping it completely covered. It's so difficult to take a fight around the Baron when, you know, the enemy team knows exactly where you are at all times. You look at the vision that QUB has, and they've 1 pink ward on an entrance, and everything else is cancelled out by a control ward on the side of UCD. So they're, to be honest, to me, UCD are showing some really good fundamental league, where they're taking fights that they know they can win for the most part, you know, minus Chinese man. But we do see an odd one, a Baron start potentially, just trying to force the TP there.
I think they realized how dangerous a decision that was as soon as they started it, and they realized Cane Shed was up. Because, my God, I'm a bit shocked QEV did that. Was that just an ego play, or what was going on there? But it was definitely an interesting call from the side of Wiggy Wanderers there. I really don't think they had any business starting it, as we do see Spee getting caught on the vision. They know he's there. There is a ward in that brush, or not the brush, but that part of the blue buff. So okay, now it's gone, but they know exactly where he's going to be, and I think Jarvan does too. But I think, okay, if he's going to hover around that Baron side, I'll just start Warden Dragon, because no way in hell do QUB have any right to start that ever again. Yeah,
I think Speed's doing a good job here of, you know, doing his champion's namesake and keeping that river as dark as possible, because there, I think Priston had a lot of wards out. There was like 6 wards on the top side in total, you know, split between the team and Priston. But yeah, it's all gone now. So maybe QB can use that to their advantage to try and get a pick, knowing that there's not a lot of vision here on the side of UCD. But I think UCD are kind of weary to it, as the dragon is about to spawn. So we might get to see some more big team fight action coming very soon.
I definitely think so. And you see here that Wiggy Wanderers are kind of hovering that Baron. Maybe they think, okay, we'll force UCD off the dragon, maybe. But I mean, you can see there's wards on the Baron side at the moment. UCD know what's happening, and they're, oh no, they're looking for a pick here, potentially onto Kelko if he walks towards that bot side. They're throwing the Cinder in his bait. Now out comes Cane Shed and their remaining members, and I think they're kind of going to fall back on that plan there, as QEB attempting their own brush dive here, but they do not have the items to do anything about it. Spee's hovering in that brush. Spee has the ulti. All ultis available for everyone at the moment as well. And now it looks like they're starting in. Here comes the fight, Squavo. Here comes something. Wait, UCD don't know what's happening. They don't know Wiggy Wanderers are doing it at all. They're firmly in the blind here. Oh, now they know. Now they know. Now they know. But is it going to be too late? They do. They get the Baron. And what a really nice call from Wiggy Wanderers there. It does pay off dividends.
Yeah, I think Wiggy Wanderers are doing a great job of making UCD, you know, asking UCD a lot of questions about what they want to do in this game, because, you know, they're blind checking UCD there and being like, you know, do you want to take the third dragon, put yourself on soul point and give up the Baron, or do you want to fight us? And you know, it's a bluff that works out. They take out all the vision, like I was talking about. All the person's hard work goes to nothing, and they do get the Baron for it. They're still at a significant goal deficit here, but they could have an insane power play here if they're lucky and try and get some of that gold back.
Oh no, Kane Shed went aggressive, no punish. Wait, he's in the death realm at the moment. He does get ulti. It's a 4v4 at the moment as USSR walking 2 for 4, but he does get out of his own ulti there. But a lot of damage comes out there. It means that Jarvan can't come in. Paranoia as well. Not too sure what that's accomplishing, but I guess it's just meaning that there can be, and he can go anywhere. He can do anything. But Chinese man goes in. Has a lot of damage coming out here. UCD with the 3-man stun. In comes the Jarvan ulti. Goes golden. USSR get taken out. Down goes the Mordekaiser. Down goes Spee. But is that going to be it? No. Down goes 3. Down goes 4. That is going to be the ace for UCD. And oh, what started off so well for Wiggy Wanderers has now potentially cost them the game.
That's the story of it all, isn't it? You're most vulnerable when you're a goal behind, or you know, when you've just scored a goal. They were behind the entire game, and they finally get a glimmer of hope, a shining light. With that Baron, you know, they can use it to make plays around the map, kind of take down some of these towers and get some of the standing gold back in their favor. Instead, they opt to just kind of weirdly siege on the tier 3 in the top lane, and you know, Kane Shed and Chinese man do the rest. It's diving in super hard, knowing that they have the upper hand in these fights. You know, the side of QB hasn't even taken their recalls yet, so they have so much gold in their pockets, but instead opt to play out the fight. You know, USSR pops the Mordekaiser ulti, probably, you know, ill-advised. He doesn't have the damage to take out Jarvan with that build, so yeah, just overall pretty disastrous on the side of QB. They lose all their Barons, and they're well on their way to losing unless they can step it up in these fights a little bit.
I definitely think so. I definitely think QB has to, but it's not over just yet. QB can still save, still hope to do something about this game, but at the moment, it's not looking so hot at the moment. UCD firmly in the driver's seat from minute 1, really, and as we can see, 10 kills to 27. Currently nearly, they're, what, 7,000 gold up as well. And it's just not looking so hot. I mean, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good is pretty much how Wiggy Wanderers are feeling at the moment.
Fading into dust for sure. But you know, they're gonna play it out, do what they can. Honestly, all out on Kane Shed here. You know, stepping into P-Wall's shoes. P-Wall not here to do any Garen things. So you know, they pick up Kane Shed, and he's been doing the business, but he might get caught out here.
Yeah, we do see a lot of damage coming through their speed, trying to force onto Kane Shed, but none of the members of QB are actually doing anything about it as well. They don't even force the ulti, because they're trying to make picks one way, and you see Spee trying to force picks another, and in the end, no one gets what they want really there.
Yeah, just not quite the play that you're looking for. That Jarvan is super tanky, has a Frozen Heart and Tabbies, and there's not much that an auto-attacking Nocturne with 2 items can really do to him. Has the Black Cleaver, but it's just honestly not enough when you're trying to take out a champion of that magnitude. So he does get out alive, forces the paranoia there. It's on a short cooldown, obviously, you know, that is Nocturne, but still, plays being looked for on either side here. QB desperately trying to make a numbers advantage play, and fishing for hooks, trying to just pick up some gold where they can. But this could be the end for them as the engage comes out.
You see the tidal wave knocking up 2 members. Really well done there from Kristen. He does find Leaf. Ezreal did manage to E out in time, but they do take out 1. Looking for Wiggler as number 2. Kane Shed going hyper aggressive here. Doesn't have the ulti, does flag and drag. In comes Renekton with the stun. Nicely done there, and down goes Wiggler, and that is all of Wiggy Wanderers' damage at the moment. That is potentially going to be the game here with 55 seconds on Wiggler.
Yeah, Leaf not having the greatest Thresh display in the world. 181 now on the Thresh. Just kind of, you know, a wise man once told me every death is an opportunity to look for a play. And he's been looking for a few too many plays in this game, I would say, with 8 deaths. Just falling victim to a lot of fights here as another one breaks out.
Paranoia going to get popped into there, but it's not going to do anything. Gets knocked back, going to get taken out. Last member alive going to be Kelko. UCD though going to say, well, I guess one luck, because they're going to just storm this base down, pushing the turret. Down goes the inhibitor. They're looking for the Nexus turrets. 19 seconds on Wiggler. Keep an eye on that timer, lads. This could just be the game. This could just be it. Down goes the Zai. Here comes the Cataclysm. Flash from Leaf. Down goes the turret. Is there one more left? Gust them down. Now it's just a Nexus. No more turrets. Nothing to stop you. End of the day. UCD take game 1.
Yeah, that's just kind of the nature of it, isn't it? You know, it's a rather unfortunate way for QUB to go down, but they had a rough game for sure. A rough game one here on blue side. They didn't have choice of sides, so they do fall victim to the fact that the UCD did get to pick what side they wanted to be on, and they did choose the red side. They get that top lane counter pick. They execute it pretty well in the fact that the Mordekaiser can't really do anything in this game. Does have shining glimmers and moments. Wiggler obviously doing the most damage in the game and having a pretty good display. But the problem is that his team doesn't really do a good job of helping him in any way, shape, or form. You know, 8 deaths on the Nocturne, 8 deaths on the Thresh. That's just too much to be giving up. And I think they'll have to have a chat with themselves about what they want to achieve in this game, because, you know, they have a Wiggler who, you know, is able to pick up these kills and do so much damage, but also wasn't winning his lane in isolation. We see Madamar's had a great performance, and, you know, all the other lanes losing, having a jungler that is reliant on setup, and that just doesn't go right for them either. So I think it's kind of back to the drawing board for QB to see if they can do anything about the kerfuffle that they just had with UCD going into game 2.
Definitely think QB have a lot to think about after that. Definitely think it was very unlucky for everything. I think Wiggler played a phenomenal game. I actually think, of all people to play the best game of that series, you could argue it would have been Kane Shed, or maybe what you asked me. I actually think it was Kristen. I think Kristen played a storm of the Nami, and I think, honestly, hitting those bubbles pretty much exactly when needed. Some of them in the mid lane. Even when he got taken out, he landed the bubble on the Ezreal, and I mean, like, yeah, I think Kristen just played a phenomenal game, and I think it was really, a lot of that was off the back of what he was doing in that bot lane. And well, as the game kind of went on towards those early fights, he was the one who was landing the hooks on the Mordekaiser, and there was bubbles on the board and the bulls on everyone really. And I think, yeah, it was just overall really well played. But we're gonna take a quick break, lads. Bit of unlucky for the side of Wiggy Wanderers, but dust it off. You know, think about something more, change your comp, come back in. You've still got more to go, lads. You still have a chance of getting into the finals. We will be right back with game 2, lads. Please don't go.
Like you, be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one, only one. I was an ordinary boy until I broke the rules. My life destroyed, life destroyed.
Here we go, guys. We are here for draft for game 2 of this series, lads. And I mean, we just saw Wiggy Wanderers dropping game 1. And UCD currently seem very strong at the moment. I don't really know what Wiggy Wanderers need to adapt in the draft. Definitely more towards that top side. I definitely think there needs to be some changes there. I think there needs to be changes potentially in what they pick mid lane as well. And I think in probably AD carry, I definitely don't think the Zaya could do anything neither in that matchup, as we do get into draft and we do see the Kesante, the Akshan, the Kane getting banned away there against UCD as well. Glad, what are we thinking at the moment here now? We started game 2.
Yeah, I think this is standard stuff, right? We got the Kane ban, we got the new ban coming out, all very standard. They look to be playing fairly standard stuff as far as these bans. You know, they're pretty much identical, in fact to the ones that they were in the last game. So no real alterations being made on the ban phase. You know, nothing that they were too egregiously upset about. So instead, they're looking to make alterations in their actual draft. As we will see the final ban coming out for UCD, I'd imagine it would be something tailored towards the mid lane or the jungle. But who knows? Yeah, it is the mid lane, the Orianna. Just too potent of a pick right now. You know, they have first pick. They could pick the Jarvan and force the Orianna like we saw last week. But yeah, just fairly standard stuff right now. Interesting to see what they might go, and it looks like it will be a Jarvan as I just predicted.
Jarvan first pick into the Syndra potential for UCD from Adam Mars is also a pretty huge play as well. As we do see at the moment, what are they also going to take? They have opted to take one laner. I don't know what they're going to go with now, but is there something they can hover there? I'm not too sure. We did see some adaptations getting brought out there from UCD, maybe. I know that Jarvan's going to get locked in already, and I definitely think it's going to be something else to be locked in there. But at the moment, it is going to be the Kai'Sa take there for Why Do You Ask Me this time. Not going to opt for the... What did he play last game? The Ezreal. He's going to go for the Kai'Sa this time around. What do you think, Scott?
Yeah, I think it's pretty nice champion. I think he's super familiar with the pick. We've seen him play it a lot throughout these past couple of weeks. And Kai'Sa is just a super reliable champion. He can go a variety of different builds. So they opt for the Kai'Sa this time around. I think it's good. A Jinx answer, which is an interesting one. I think this is going to be very dependent on how the supports end up. So I would try and delay the support pick if possible. But we'll have to wait and see. I do think if they pick mid lane now, they can force jungle, do the bans, and then UCD are forced to either show their support or show their top laner, which would be beneficial either way. So they do pick the Renata Glass though, so they decide to go against that. The notion of exposing their mid laner and instead look to just pair the Jinx and the Renata together, which gives UCD the opportunity to try and counter on the support side of things.
I think UCD have already shown the Kai'Sa over the Ezreal. I actually really like it. I also like that they left support open here. There's a lot they can do. The Renata Glass getting locked in is something that we actually haven't seen at all, have we? We've seen it being banned, but Chop is so strong at the moment.
Yeah, we did see a lot of that at many different stages throughout Renata's existence. You know, it's been very strong at different stages. So yeah, it's a really good champion, and it's a good one to be locked in as well. We do see Priston and Seraphine coming out as well, which is a champion that they're super comfortable with, and they play pretty much every week. So nothing too out of the ordinary here on the side of UCD. All very standard picks, all have been played before. We did see that's injured the last game, and Why Do You Ask Me, very proficient on the Kai'Sa as well. So yeah, it's an interesting one all around. We do see the Kennen get banned again, so USSR won't have access to the Kennen. And what I will say is I do think this draft is a bit too familiar. I think that it's playing out in the exact same way the last one did, and that left USSR 99 super vulnerable to exploitation by Chinese man. I do think that's the nature of these things, where red side will get top counter pick the majority of the time, because QB doesn't make any alterations to try and pick their top lane early and try and force something else like to be revealed. Just playing the draft the same as they always do. So yeah, just an interesting one where the UCD will probably have to pick jungle next, and they kind of already know they're playing into the Jervin. Not sure what else on the lane side of things, but yeah, it's an interesting one. Not enough of an alteration for me. On the side of QB, I don't think they're being proactive enough in this draft, but it's an interesting one. If they can make that bot lane work, then it is super good. But they are going to give answers like for the jungle here, so they're going to get to counter pick jungle because they've already shown, and then they're also going to get a top lane counter pick as well. So it's an interesting one. Viego is the answer to the Jervin in this draft.
What they have done though is given Wiggy counter pick to the Syndra, which I guess can be seen as pretty beneficial considering how many kills and how much gold he had in the last game. Something else of note that I think could be nice is I really think USSR 99 should not be playing these carry champions or anything that does any impact on the top lane. Honestly, if I was QB, I want to see a Malphite. You've Jarvan, you've Renata Glass, and you've a Jinx that can do a lot of damage to the ulti. What is he doing? They do lock in the Kled for the side of Wiggy.
Let's see it. Let's see it. I like it. Fuck it. It's Kled. I love it. So yeah, it's an interesting one. Kind of exploitable, but it's weird because Kled has a super unique playstyle, and maybe Chinese man doesn't know how to play against it. I love it. So we're going to see a Kled coming out. They're going to pick mid lane here. It's going to be something cool as well. He's going to pick Teemo. He's going to pick Ahri. Boring. But still, they have an identity here, right? They want to go in. They want to dive. Jarvan, Kled, they're just going to go in the backline. Renata's going to put the big thing on top of all of them, and they're going to have a super clean team fight, and that's the hope with this draft. In reality, that's never going to happen. Most likely, nothing ever plays out that cleanly, but they have an identity, they have an idea of what they want to do, which is more than what I can say about the last game. So, if Kled's the answer, Kled's the answer. Chinese man is spiraling, he doesn't know what to pick, he's quivering in his boots, and it's going to be nothing.
Nothing
he's
getting
forfeited.
locked in, that's a
He's
tough
forfeited.
one. 4v5, unlucky, UCD, piss low, 1-1, we move on to game 3, guys.
Feel my heart, it's beating. Oh, my body's breathing. It's just you and me. Feel my heart, it's beating. Oh, my body's breathing. It's just you and me. I'm so caught in this, we're so lost deep in it, can't stop. I'm forever the one you call. Let's free fall. I'm so caught in this, we're so lost deep in it, can't stop. I'm forever the one you call. Let's free fall. 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 I'm so caught in this, we're so lost deep in it, can't stop. I'm forever the one you call. Let's free fall. Feel my heart, it's beating. Oh, my body's breathing. It's just you and me. Feel my heart, it's beating. Oh, my body's breathing. It's just you and me. I'm so caught in this, we're so lost deep in it, can't stop. I'm forever the one you call. Let's free fall. I'm so caught in this, we're so lost deep in it, can't stop. I'm forever the one you call. Let's free fall. 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 I'm so caught in this, we're so lost deep in it, can't stop. I'm forever the one you call. Let's free fall.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go.
are, lads. Game 2. Best of 3 series. UCD looking to make it to the LAN finals. Looking to see me in the flesh. But QUB maybe want to have a little something to say about that. Maybe they want to meet me. This guy's called USSR99. He might as well be my biggest fan. I don't know. I want to meet this guy. So come on, QUB, get your ass in gear here and get some gameplay going on. As we start this game on a very odd note, Guav, how are you doing?
Yeah, good. Worried for QUB. Obviously, they picked something. They went for the Kled. It's a weird one, but I'm excited to see how it works. Wiggler and the Wiggy Wanderers really trying to, clutch up here. They're back on the blue side. So obviously they had, they decided that it was, they didn't need a top lane counter pick. The problem is that this guy's going to be up against Chinese man's Pantheon, who, he was known as Chinese Spear Shot for a number of months there before he changed to Chinese man. So, he's super proficient on the Pantheon. I'd be incredibly worried if I was USSR 99 about the prospect of him having a good Pantheon matchup and playing the Pantheon. But nevertheless, if you're going to lock Kled that early in the draft, you have to have confidence, and I hope he's going to have it in this lane phase.
I really don't like the Kled. I think I said it at the time, but I really don't like this Kled. He might be comfortable on the champ, it might be his best top laner. I still 1000% think, even game 1, my brother USSR99 just needs to play like a Malphite or something, because it's not that I'm saying he's ego, it's not that I'm saying, oh, he can't play the game well. He can play the game well, he can play the game fine. But you're playing against such an aggressive, mechanically focused top laner who is showing himself against multiple good top laners that he can play the game at a high level and can outplay a lot of these situations. And as we're seeing now, he did just that after the bear chop and a rope gets thrown.
Yeah, he's super proficient on the Pantheon. He knows what he's doing, but we might see a level 2 Jarvan gank.
Flag and drag. Flash forced out of Why Do You Ask Me there, and that was a good start for the side of Wiggy Wanderers.
Yeah, the level 2 Jarvan gank is the stuff of legend. It's League of Legends heritage, to be honest. Play 2 camps, go gank bot, get a free flash, go back, clear your top side, and then come back afterwards. But we might see an answer.
Yeah, you do see a lot of damage coming through there. Gank coming through, Chinese man taking him out. Going to be first blood going over to that Pantheon. It all just goes awry already for USSR99. Did not take him that long to go down that time, unfortunately. So it does make the lane considerably harder as Chinese man kind of just laying down the law. And there was a bit of disrespect knowing his, well, literally he was known as Chinese Spear Shot. Like his pretty much best pick being left up besides his Kesante. And I mean, USSR9 trying to see if he had the answer, but as you said, he locked too early, as it seems. He gets knocked off Skarl already. What is this man doing? Has he given up? What is USSR99 doing?
Yeah, this game's over. But, we got played it anyway. But, yeah, it's a super unfortunate start for USSR99 and the fact that he, comes back after TPing, after dying, and then gets dismounted, so he loses, like, most of his health. He gets the remount now, but he still doesn't come back full health, so it's, a bit of a disaster.
Be at the moment with the gank, but they don't get any kill. Flash blown. Why do you ask me though? Heal getting popped as well. Nothing they can do, and I mean, there's 2 summoners for nothing there. QUB off to a better start towards his bot side. Spee really putting the eggs into the bot lane basket.
Yeah, that was a really clutch exhaust there from Briston. I think that rocket would have gotten a lot closer to killing Why Do You Ask Me if it wasn't exhausted. Renata does a good job of pulling Why Do You Ask Me back after that flag and drag goes wide, but just not able to get enough damage to secure that one. And now the Viego is here to have some fun.
Diego come on bot here. He's got his time top side. He says, you know what, I'll give bot lane a hand as well. Has a really nice root connects there. That's going to be 3 members stunned there, and they all had to walk away there. It was still nicely played, and Spee now coming in with a gank of his own, but if he goes towards that middle brush, he is going to get spotted on the ward. Now they know Spee is bot. He is going to get found on that ward. Rather unfortunate, but a really nice proactive play coming out from Spee here in this bot side.
These junglers hate farming, and I love it. Who needs CS when you can gank bot 7 times in 4 minutes? So, yeah, that is Spee's 3rd trip to the bot lane. Still nothing coming out of it besides a few summoner spells, but he will have to come back and get some gold from all that hard work. Hopefully, if he can make this series a bit more competitive. Madamar's Wiggler trading back on the Ari and the Syndra, just kind of that matchup plays out how it does. Both of them have no mana right now, so it's fun. But yeah, a big thing to note here is that USSR99 actually not shaping up too bad in terms of CS. He's 7 down right now, but he does have that big wave crashing, so he will be able to equalize CS, and that's a big part of it. You know, if he wasn't killed, he would have done a good job. But he is going in here.
He's looking for something. The Chinese man is pretty much dead even here. He does have the cloth armor compared to the longsword for Chinese man, but then again, Cled's damage is quite high anyway. But we do see Chinese man looking for something. He gets caught in the W. Nicely done from Chinese man there with the stun. And in comes the King. Can he get the kill? Yes, he does. And that's a second kill for UCD. Cause on the top side. Jungle said, nah, I'll take this one this time. And it's 1-0-1 for Chinese man and Kane Shed. It is not looking so good so far for USSR 99. Honestly, I think I can already hear the comments from UCD right now. Chinese man, as soon as that Ked was locked, just said the disrespect of this guy to lock that in first pick.
Yeah, it's I have a lot more sympathy for this one than the last one. You know, he actually I do think if he does get enough damage, he needs one more auto attack to the remount, right? And he would go all in for that auto attack to get the remount if he didn't see the vehicle come in. But he's forced to retreat there as soon as he does see that happening, and you know, that is just super sad there for him that doesn't get the remount. And you know, you do see that matchup can be good for Clay. He gets a lot of damage off, and I do think he would have been in a much stronger position had he not died the first time. He would have been in a better position to try and take out that Pantheon there, but nevertheless, he's still up in CS, which is nice for him. But now that Pantheon's got a full tabby, so it's going to be or full steel caps rather, so it's going to be increasingly difficult for Clyde to actually try and accomplish anything in this lane. But he's showing the confidence. Is whether or not he can back it up by getting some gold.
I definitely think that's the case. And you see here, USSR 99 going in on Chinese man here. Does always have that W up to land the route onto USSR 99 there. It's kind of hard for him to engage when he knows he's just got that on his W, and with the amount of damage he has, it's very hard to find the angle. He's about to get knocked off Scarl. No reset all just yet. There's the stun coming out from the Pantheon. Q to put a dim of damage down there on him. Is he going to go in a bit aggressive? Yes, he is. He's looking for something back in response. Not a damage coming through. USSR gets back on Scarl, but he gets knocked up. Down goes the cute Chinese man, taking him out in the solo bolo in the top lane. But they're not finished just yet. Kane Shed's here. He's in the smoke. He's looking for Wiggler. He's looking to take him out. Madamars as well. A lot of damage coming through. Can he get out? Bot lane rotating, but is it too late to help? No, it's not, as Kelko arrives just in time. Wiggler with the root, with the charm going right down onto the Kane Shed, but he's not getting the kill of his own.
Yeah, very close there. If that zap lands, I'm pretty sure that that's a reset coming over to Kelko and a lot of gold. But yeah, to be honest, if I'm USSR 99, right, if that's me and that just happened to me after getting the remount and then like still dying to the Pantheon, I'm typing FF and it's more than once. But you know, it's not up to him. But you know, 0-3 now. That, you know, Chinese man is on his best champion.
B though, going in aggressive, puts the old Cataclysm down onto Why Do You Ask Me, trying to get out with the ultimate, doesn't manage to do it. Kristen though, looking for something. Down goes Jigs, down goes Renata Gask, and it went so wrong off and engaged by Spee there for Wiggy Wanderers, and honestly man, I won't FF.
I'm so angry, man. Why is there a Pantheon in my lane? It's a disaster. He uses the Pantheon ultimate there, gets sent to bot lane, lickety split, and that's a double kill going over. Gets 2 more assists, so you know, it kind of makes up for a little bit of gold that he is going to lose on this wave here. Does give up 2 carry plays. USSR 99 might have a way back into this. Might have a back gank of his own coming up, perhaps, if he's ever so fortunate as to get out of this lane. Obviously, it has the TP, so that is something that would be advisable. Maybe just running over to the bot lane for a little while, trying to pick up a kill and then TPing back. But we might have a bit of trouble here for Wiggler.
Nice stun coming out from the Syndra there. We do see Kane Shed going in onto Wiggler. He wants to get the kill with mid laner, which he does. Madam Mars 2-0-1. It's not going well for Wiggy this time around, but USSR and Spee maybe fishing for something here in the top lane. They don't find him. In comes the flag and drag. Does have the Cataclysm available. No, it's not. It's on cooldown. Chinese man can just walk away. Misses the bear trap and a rope, and out he goes.
Alright, here's my theory, okay? O'Shane, bear with me for a second. I think, so you know Wiggy Wanderer is based in Queen's University Belfast, right? Queen's University Belfast is an establishment that's quite far away from Dublin, you would say. Compared to where UCD is, right? I don't think QUB Wiggy Wanderers want to go to land finals because it would cost too much in expenses. I think that they would rather not do that. So what they're doing is inting on purpose so they don't have to go to land finals. Who's with me on that theory?
Well, all I can say really is someone cooked here. I don't know whether he cooked well, or he cooked something else.
I'm not eating it. That is burnt. This is all burnt. This plaid pick is burnt. But nevertheless, you know, it isn't just they're trying their best here, but it's just not working out, to be honest. Madamars has the better of the mid lane here with help from Kane'Shed, who's obviously having the series of his life, and it's his debut. He's really showing that this UCD team did not need to play Convict in order to succeed. They're playing out of their minds, and it'll be interesting to see how they do perform if they do make the finals with Speed.
Speed spot. He drops down the Cataclysm, really just as a kind of like bat signal to be like, I was here. That's all I can really say from Speed there.
Are you allowed?
Really unfortunate.
Are you allowed forfeit these games? Is there a rule against that?
It's not that bad. It's only 3k gold.
I think it might be that bad, but yeah, we don't know quite yet. You know, we need some glimmer of hope from QB here, but it's just not coming because Kane'Shed has been you know, he's been everywhere where Speed wanted to be. So that's it's not great. He's had influence on every single one of these lanes now. Everyone on the side of QB has at least one death. So that's a one mark of pain.
They're
Speed.
united. United as one. Kane'Shed though.
Nah.
Let's stop. He's already dead, as the Simpsons would say here. Poor old USSR 99 gets murdered as he's trying to dash over the wall.
USSR 99 struggling on Thanksgiving Day. That's very on brand. But yeah, not a lot of thanks being given to the USSR 99 on the side of QEB here, I don't think. But you know, I think UCD will be thanking the Lord that they managed to find Kane'Shed in a pinch, because he's playing the game of his life, and honestly, I think he might be up for MVP in this series. You know, people will be damned. Kane'Shed having the game of his life here, as on this Viego pick is super potent in this game, has had a massive influence on this top lane, especially knowing the Chinese man is so proficient on that Pantheon, looking to get him ahead by any means necessary, but also has had a great impact in the bot lane as well. Just a super well played series overall by Kane'Shed in this game, and you know, it shows he's a level up on the Jervin. Also has a higher KP. Obviously, Shpi has maximum KP, that being 0. But yeah, just not working out well here for QEB jungler Shpi, and yeah, not working out for their top laner either.
0 and 8, there really isn't much commentary to be made in the situation at the moment. It is looking as grim as Dublin City at the moment, because it's not looking too hot, lads. I mean, what are QEB meant to do here? 0 and 4, everyone else is 0 and 1. Chinese man 3 kills, and I wouldn't mind if it wasn't on carry champions, but it's 2-0-5 on a Viego. 3 kills on a Pantheon. And I mean, all it takes is the man drop bot lane, the man drop mid lane. And what do you do? Kane'Shed already flexing the muscles here. Think of the killer instinct from what you asked me. Leaf trying to stay alive with his own Renata ability there. They do get one, but they don't get the other. Then goes Renata, but they do get 2. Okay, 2 kills on the board. Kelko getting the resets. Can they do something? No, they cannot. And it looks as though Madamars does no way of getting over the wall. He does have the flash. They're not going to do it. Charm connects. W comes down for the Jinx. Down goes Madamars. 3 kills for QUB, and they finally make a mark in this game.
Back. We're so back. Okay, we have a series finally. So yeah, just really well played by a really well placed Cataclysm there by Jarvan. Kind of forces them into the choke point, and from there there's a lot of business being done. Just Jinx rockets come flying out, so Jinx is able to get that Kraken Slayer and big flash. He could
play some Kelko. Kelko, you machine. W available in a second, but he doesn't have to use the Kane'Shed though. Going to sit there and look for the recall. He does have the empowered recall from the Rift, but he's going to stay actually and maybe look for something here again. He can leave anytime he wants now. He does have the Rift, and maybe he looks to drop it here and just take the tier 1 turret as well. But that would be a feasible play if they want to just chuck bot lane in the mid lane. And I mean, with how strong they are, I mean, there's nothing really saying you can't just chuck your end laning phase 14 minutes in, right, Squav?
Yeah, yeah, that's maybe unadvisable, but you know, he has the Herald here. He could look to make a play. I could potentially see it happening.
Priston with the flash encore to do some serious damage. And oh my god, that was glorious out of Priston. Down goes Kane'Shed, but wow, that was well played. And that was my MVP from last game, Priston, showing us how it's done.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we could see some action from the Seraphine, and then he flashes in before I could finish my sentence. Just a really well played. They do get one back there. They do get the shutdown onto Kane'Shed, so Kane'Shed finally sheds some blood in this game. Goes down, gives the shutdown over to Jinx. Not that it's all that impactful, but it is on par with what you asked me here as far as gold's concerned. Where it isn't equal is in this top lane.
Yeah, top lane, kind of a bit of an island. No one really wants to look at what's going on up there, especially not Wiggy Wanderers. Chinese man's on a rampage. 404. He's got the pickaxe and a longsword and his Eclipse and boots. Like, USSR doesn't even have his tier 2 boots completed yet. Oh, Cataclysm though.
It's all a bit disastrous. Bang.
Oh, yes.
They get one.
They get one, and they get a Jinx Rocket.
Yeah, it's big. Kelko is going to be their main source of damage here, but yeah, can you keep this Chinese man off of Kelko? It's an interesting one. This Pantheon is super potent now, has the Eclipse and the Tabbies. It's going to be super difficult to even like try and kill that. The Renata is maybe the best bet though.
Renata might be the best bet here. We do see Kiwi looking for something on the Matamars. Matamars super low speed, doesn't have the Cataclysm. Going to get the flag and drag off cooldown in a second now. Wiggler, they're going hyper aggressive. They're looking for something. TV coming in. Are they going to? Yes, they are. Who's going to be number 2? Matamars next on the chopping block. Can he go down himself? Misses the stun. Double kill for Wiggler. Wiggler is so back right now. 4-1, maybe 5-1 if they keep going this way. Encore goes wide and Priston whips it. Not enough damage. If that hit, might have done something. Killer Instinct though goes through. Why do you ask me? He's back. We are so back. UCD are saying right now. Why do you ask me? Going to be the one to ask the question of QUP, and QUP have no answer really. Can you stay alive? No, you cannot.
Why do you doubt me? Comes in on the Killer Instinct there, picks up a double kill after so much hard work done by Priston there to try and poke him down. And yeah, just not able to get on the end of that there, not able to complete that ace. Chinese man does get out with his shutdown. That was going to be the key issue there if that shutdown got given away. But he does survive with his life as this dragon is spawning. But Priston might overstand.
He's alive. He's still alive.
It's a close one. I think he should recall pretty soon. But yeah, just overall, it's a good fight for QB in terms of trying to catch up because they're getting shutdowns, but they weren't able to get that key one, and then they might be punished.
He does have the flash. Nearly off cooldown in a second. He actually has it 2 seconds, but when he has to have it. Priston also getting super low off damage from Kelko there. Ulti is available for Jarvan. In comes the Ari. Wiggler takes one. Really nice Cataclysm. 3 kills. Triple kill for Wiggler. And that's so good for QUB.
Priston is allergic to recalling and got killed by a Ludensprock, and I want everyone in chat to know how he died. But yeah, triple kill for Wiggler, we're back. It's a super huge play because you get that shutdown onto what you asked me, onto Wiggler, so he's able to do a lot of damage now. And we did like mention that this Jinx is not all that far behind in terms of gold on the Kai'Sa. They're about 200 in the difference, and now you have a second or a primary damage dealer in Wiggler that you know, he is so far ahead now, almost 1.7 thousand gold ahead in the mid lane. So you have a primary damage dealer in the form of Wiggler, and now you have a good secondary damage dealer as well in Kelko, kind of firing him from the back. You just have to be worried as to whether or not Shpee and USSR 99 can frontline effectively, especially since USSR 99 is so far behind. But that Renata to try and peel the Pantheon off of Wiggler and Kelko is going to be super important here, and so these fights are going to have to be really well played on the side of UCD, I feel, because I just think that it's quite easy for Leaf to just press orb and have them fight each other instead of fighting his own team. So it's going to be interesting. I hope we get a really juicy 5v5 in the next 5 minutes or so.
It's going to be a juicy few minutes. We do see Chinese man currently pushing in this top lane. USSR 99, as always, on the back foot there. 2 items nearly completed. Is going to go for the Green King. Something to keep a note as someone who's currently playing a community tournament with Chinese man. Chinese man is making talent to a Pantheon level 16. Apparently, is that going to be a big spike or was build, or I don't know what he's saying, but as soon as he says level 16, apparently Pantheon is also casted. So yeah, that's we'll see what happens at that.
Hey, if there's any man that knows, it's that guy. He's a bit of a Pantheon maestro. So if he says level 16 is the best point in the game, then I'm gonna believe him. I'm not one to doubt him. So yeah, as we do see him get the Bork now. Okay, so here's the thing. It's going to be very difficult for someone to frontline when they're getting borked and instantly 3-autoed by Pantheon with his empowered W. So it's an interesting one. I don't think he'll be looking to dive onto the backline, to be honest. I think he's going to try and cut through and let the Syndra and the Kai'Sa deal with everything else.
Pantheon going in here on USSR with Kane Shed. USSR trying to run away. Currently 0-5. Leave that man alone. He's had enough trouble for one day. Leave him out of it. But Madam Mars doing a lot of damage with the unleashed power there, but doesn't actually take out Wiggler. Meanwhile, the remaining members of UCD realise that they don't have their mid laner, who pretty much does most of their damage right now, and you can say, well, we can just take Baron right now. Not really low health bars, as the members of UCD kind of hover around, wait for QB to engage here, maybe steal the Baron. They're going to turn this into a fight. Can they force it though? They're looking for something. Wiggler's super low. He did come to the fight. I think he must have TP'd straight. No, yeah, he did. He TP'd straight there. He didn't even recall.
Straight, yeah.
So he's super low at the moment. Maybe not the best play there, but look, you just see UCD at the moment. They're just pushing the turret, and QB just stop UCD's Baron.
I'm not sure if he TP'd like on the 0.1 of his back, because I thought maybe he like TP'd just before he finished his recall instead of just after he finished his recall by accident. But nevertheless, he does get there and is able to stop the Baron by using that cooldown. But it actually would have been an okay fight, I feel, if he did get it off, because he is so strong, and they forced the Syndra TP as well. So it's honestly a fairly positive play for QUB. Obviously, USSR was dead at the time, but when you're 0-6 on Clyde, you're not really doing much anyway with just a Ravenous Hydra, but there might be an engage here in the mid lane.
Oh my god, Flash Cataclysm is true, but meanwhile, while that's happening, Wiggler is going to get taken out. Chinese man, can't do much right now. Spee going aggressive, Jinx ulti goes wide. Maybe he should have used that on Wiggler actually, or used that to help Wiggler, give something, but Wiggler gets out. Wiggler doesn't die there.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. We see the Jarvan go down, as there might be a bit more fighting now.
Kane Shed might get caught here. Out comes the Kane charge, or the Gleb charge. But Kane Shed not going to get found. Is going
That's
to
the wrong way.
turret. Might get away. Might walk away here. Don't know what he's thinking. And while he's actually getting a lot of the members of UB to go for him, the members of UCD are just taking turrets and giving him a way to get back out. And he reunites with the boys and gets out. Dragon up at 42. Can UCD get the first dragon of the game?
It's a Cage Shed masterclass, I'm afraid. There's nothing to be done. Yeah, he uses the stealth that the Diego gets off casting the mist into the wall, and is able to just walk out there, and they do get a mid turret for their troubles as well. So it's all coming up UCD there in the last 2 minutes. They do lose the Killer Instinct and the flash on Preston Seraphine. So if there's a target for the next Jarvan ulti, I feel like it is the Seraphine, because it's the squishiest member. You can try and get her out before she's able to cast that Encore, and also you get the you just get the healing that pick provides out of the fight. So if I'm Spee here, I'm trying to look in to pick off that Seraphine any way I can. But it does look like that we are getting that 5v5 that I craved.
Maybe they're not starting it just yet. UCD just hovering around right now. PB too afraid to start the dragons. They kind of know UCD will immediately start a fight after. Not really too sure what they're thinking at the moment.
I think they're just trying to kind of feel this one out, right? They're trying to see if someone makes a misstep, because with the Jarvan, they're like very easily able to capitalize on a misstep, and so they're just trying to maintain vision wherever they can. I do think that UCD are really trying to bait this over the wall, because they have that pink ward, so they know that they have no vision there on Madame Mary's score. Why do you ask me? They were looking for them to go on Priston there, but instead they look to back off. Wiggler is finally going to say, I have enough, and go in.
Really nicely done there. A lot of damage from Syndra onto Wiggler. Wiggler nearly gets taken out there, but the only power goes down. Kelko takes out one. He gets a reset. 2 kills going over. Can they make it 3? Kelko doing absolute bits. They take out Renata Glass. Spee goes golden. Meanwhile, why do you ask me? Gets taken out himself. And this is looking good. QUB looking for an ace right now, and it's all on the back of Kelko. Triple kill on this Jinx. Mastery man over here. The IH completed. Damage comes through. That is going to be a 3rd dragon if Spee decides to stay, which he does not. Oh, they're gonna go Baron. They're gonna go Baron.
There's no way that this is the game where it all comes together for QB after such a pitiful top lane performance. But USSR 99 there is able to get onto the Seraphine and kind of make him look like a fool there, jumping all around the place. And yeah, Kelko does a great job of sticking on the Pantheon, because this Pantheon with the Eclipse and the Fork, the whole thing is that if they're not able to hit someone, you can't get any value out of the Fork, and you can't proc your Eclipse, so you're kind of just very squishy. And he does a good job of slowing him with the zap, and then just pumping autos into him until he's dead, and uses the Jinx Hyper to go up and absolutely slay Kane Shed afterwards as well. So yeah, looking, they have a gold, they have a gold lead now, and but you know what I said last game, you're most vulnerable after you score a goal. So let's hope that they kind of try and settle a little bit You can give up. You just got the Baron. You can give up one dragon. It's not that big of a deal.
I don't know. They
will
want
they?
this. They're like, I want this one dragon. Spee goes over the wall. He might got caught. He got stunned. What are you doing, Spee? Spee, no!
It's just. This is where I get really frustrated, right? As this fight is not over.
No, we do see Kane and the boys going hyper aggressive for your Pantheon. It's two-man knockup. Look at it, it's just the top jungle. All the work on the back of these two players on the top of Chinese Man and Kane. Blue, look at that encore from Priston as well. 2 kill for what do you ask me? All starting his killer instinct there. Priston again with a really, really nice ulti to get the engage for what do you ask me to pick up 2 kills. And it's going to be the delay. We do see USSR 9 alive, but the remaining members of Wiggy Wanderers are all dead. What the hell is going on?
It's so frustrating, right? Because, like, honestly, I'm actually kind of annoyed about it. Because, like, what is the point? Because, like, I know you're going for sole point or whatever, but you've already, like, your mid laner's already been picked off. So that's someone out of the fight instantly. And then they're not able to heal enough before the fight to kind of justify the fight. And then you're going for a steal. But at that point, you're giving up gold value for nothing. Because they're getting a first dragon. It's a first mountain dragon. You have 5 barons. Get on the map and do something, because there's so much standing gold left for them. The bot tier 1 is still up. Just go take that while they're doing dragon. Do something. Don't suicide 4 people to try and get a dragon. It's just, it's silly decision making on the side of QEB, and that really has been like the story of this whole entire game. Like, they get back into something and then they instantly make a mistake that nullifies that entire thing. So like, USSR 99 is back in the game, and that's an absolute miracle on its own. And then they get another miracle in the form of Kelko being so far ahead now, and they just throw it all away on the dragon. It's really frustrating to see, to be honest.
It's actually shocking to know that USSR 99 is less than 300 gold between him and Chinese Man. Like, what gave him all that gold? I actually literally can't see it. He's got like 14 KT out of your best. As we do see the Charm connect. What do you ask me? Got taken out by Kelko. That's a start for Wiggy Wanderers. That's what they need.
Yeah, they're back on track now after a very frustrating decision being made. They're using the one Baron they have left in the form of USSR 99's pressure side wave, and they get a pick in the mid lane as well. It's super well played there on the side of TEB. Oh, KJ goes
But
in.
you see it up for the engage. Encore not going to hit anything, but they do get one speed with a 2-man knockup with the flag and drag. Ulti goes through from out of glass. Really nice from Leaf there. Takes out one. Can he get any more? No, he can't. UCD go aggressive. It's USSR 99, the man we were making fun of earlier. Now making all the plays at the moment here as Kane Ched's running away as fast as he can. Madamars trying to run away, trying to get out, trying to do something. And I don't know what they're going to do at the moment.
USSR 99 best played in the world, question mark? It's an interesting one. They're able to turn around there and get a kill onto the Jinx. They're not really able to walk through because Madamers just uses the ulti on the Syndra on the Jinx. So it's yeah. Oh, we're going.
Oh my! What are they doing? Kaisa takes out one. USSR 99 on his own there. What is he doing right now? He gets taken out.
Yeah, just I don't know. It's just like recall, you know. He gets hit by a super loose Kaisa W there, where it's just like you know, it's just fishing for a miracle, and that miracle comes off because Kelko walks into it, and then you get the killer instinct, and he's able to use his summoner heal to get out there. It's nice work there from what you asked me, kind of flexing his muscles there, showing that no matter what you do, I can still come in your backline and kill you. So it's yeah, it's an interesting one. We are seeing you know, we're approaching the late game here a little bit now with Chinese Man about to ding level 16. You know, we've heard him talk about how important level 16 is on Pantheon, and we don't know why, but it'll be interesting to see what he's able to do when he has that. Now he has 3 items as well. Then you have a scaling Syndra. Everything's looking super good. The saving grace you have on the side of QB is that you have a Ferrari. If she doesn't get kicked off when she's about to, it would be super good.
Really nice stun connects. USSR 99 still alive for now. Is he going to go down? No, he is not. But the members of UCD get taken out. That takeover from Renata gets thrown out there with the ulti. Do a lot of damage. Not going to take anyone out though themselves. And it looks like they're pathing towards this dragon. And it looks like UCD want this, whereas QEB wants soul point.
Yeah, it's an important time to overextend just before the dragon does spawn, but it is going to be no harm no foul here, is that they will be able to make it back before it does spawn. USSR 99 does not have the CP, but does have a way back in. Priston is bought.
Priston, my brother. Tristan gets taken out. Chinese man looking for Wigger gets charmed. He might get taken out here, and that is huge. Huge shutdown going on to Spee there. What in God's name is going on? That's a TVP winnable fight right now. It's looking good. The charge is coming out from USSR 99. They look for something here. They say, no, we're going to go for the dragon. We're going to take it. Baron is up in 17, and Chinese man is not up for it. Keep that in mind, lads.
They finally got the dragon that they ever so craved, that they practically inted for about 5 minutes ago, but they do pick it up now, so they're on soul point. This Baron is spawning. Chinese man has his ultimate, but he's not going to be there for when it does spawn. Madamar's also has no TP, so he will be walking to this. I think they can start it. I don't know if they can finish it.
I mean, they're pretty fast Baron with Jinx. They melt this, but it's worth it to stop Green Shed. And why do you ask doing anything here? USSR 99 and the boys trying to do this. Baron 5k on it. UCD are not there in time. Are they going to stop it? Kane Shed's going to true sight. He's going over the wall. Does he land this smite? He's stolen! UCD has stolen the Baron, but he gets taken out for his troubles.
Man, they're their own worst enemies all the time. They just elect 50-50.
Tristan's out as well. That's 2 Barons gone. That's a push from QUB. That could potentially be an inhibitor.
Yeah, I hope they get something for their troubles, because they're really making some very suspect decisions here. I know that they're trying to take advantage of Pantheon being dead, but they are capable of winning these fights 5v5 anyway. And now they're going to be in a lot of trouble as they go here.
Oh, Chinese man. What were you doing? He went well too far behind there. Right into the Jinx Trumper. They knew it was coming. Killer Instinct comes out. He gets 1 kill. Can they get something else? No, they can't. Oh my god, Kelko is a machine. He has so much items. 3.5 items at the moment. Doesn't even need the 4th. Why do you ask me? It was just unfortunate he died there. I think if he stayed alive a bit longer, something else could have happened there, but he just isn't up. That's going to be the ace. That's going to be potentially the game for Wiggy Wanderers. Wow, but we're looking at a game 3 here potentially.
Oh, might not be over just yet. Kane Shed's about to get the reset. USSR 99 is taking the
tower. Kelko's alive. Kelko doing damage. Kelko autoing to death a lot of people. Kane Shed gets taken out by Kelko. Blown to bits by this Jinx. Game 3. Silver scrapes. USSR 99 with the 200 gold shutdown. My god, that was an exciting game. I hope to god you've just tuned in, because what a game to tune in for, lads. My voice is sore. My eyes hurt. I can't even look at any of those plays. But all I know is Wiggy Wanderers taking us to a game 3.
Really not a fan of how they got there, but they did get there in the end. It's just kind of they were making some very suspect decisions. Obviously, I know you're trying to take advantage of Chinese man being dead, right? But I think 50-50 in a Baron is so int when they know they can win those fights, because they know Kelko is popping off. And like we saw it because they were able to use that Renata and the bailouts to kind of get Kelko around the place and make sure that he keeps autoing and he's able to stack that passive. The problem is that, when they forced that Baron, that could have gone so much worse if, they got Priston killed, which Priston overextended already. That's fine. But then Chinese man ults into the backline, and his mid laner and AD carry are
Jinx chompers,
yeah.
It's just insta, like Kelko just knew, it's not that easy not the hard to fix where he's gonna land.
They're not on the same page, because they Madamar's and What You Ask Me are not there with them, because neither of them dived in. Like the killer instinct could have been used there, but yeah, instead he just kind of goes in, and then that just loses them the game. But it should have never been that way, because I think that once they stole that Baron, they should have just tried to solidify the game. There were so many moments in this game where both teams could have recalled and settled the game down, but they both opted for the Clown Fiesta, and QB come out on top. We have game 3.
Silver scrapes, be woo woo, be woo woo, be woo woo. That's all. That's as close to the Mark C as you're getting, really, lads. But we're going to have to go to a break for this. We will be back. I need water, and I need a good hard look in the mirror to rethink my life decisions after watching that game too. But we will be back. Don't go anywhere.
girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their I'm headed to the bottom of the bottle. I've been drowning, I've been floating away. Every other dollar that I got in bed, I probably went it away. I ain't f***ing okay, I ain't liking it, babe. I don't even wanna talk, I'm just smoking my haze. I've been stuck in my ways, I've been stuck here for days. I've been staring at the clock as the radio plays. I'm enslaved. Yeah, rolling another, I'm stuck in my seat for the whole control of my speech. Yeah, I've been trying to get off this couch for a minute and a whole week. No kidding, I'm skinny, I cannot eat. Got a million that depend on me. Yeah, every friend in my family, from a girl, every fan I meet myself. I'm too on till I'm too off. Come down, make new thoughts, like jumping off of that rooftop. Oh my devil, when I do nothing to make moves based on my mood drops. Like who's lost? Like who's lost? It's yo, steadily killing me, running my brain full of shame. I don't wanna lose it. Full of stage, trying to find my pain. See the sun coming out of that rain. My team really not tame. I'ma never slow down. I'ma never behave. Stuck inside this prison, inside this cage. It's taking over. Yeah, I'm a slave for you. Slave for you. Ripping harder, more less. Never stop, no rest. Till the stress is breath in my chest. Till it's diamonds wrapping my neck. Progress to a god from a god. Mess, hopeless, more tests. More blessed. Dug deep down, trying to find my best. Find a beast, had to kill a conquest. I'm next. I'm too on till I'm too off. Come down, make new thoughts. Like jumping off of that rooftop. Oh my devil, when I do nothing to make moves based on my mood drops. Like who's lost? Like who's lost? It's yo, steadily killing me, running my brain full of shame. I don't wanna lose it. Full of stage, trying to find my pain. See the sun coming out of that rain. My team really my game. I'ma never slow down. I'ma never behave. Stuck inside this prison, inside this cage. It's taking over. Yeah, I'm a slave for you.
Wiggy Wanderers. We're getting straight in, hot and heavy squad, right into this ban phase. What are we thinking so far?
I'm thinking it's super standard. There's been a side swap, obviously, so Chinese man won't have counter pick this time, which is interesting. It'll be interesting to see if PB decide to give it to USSR 99, or if they decide to give it over to Wiggler, because he's been playing pretty well, I would say. But you know, we'll have to wait and see. It's an interesting one for sure. Honestly, I would give it to Wiggler if I had the option, because I don't think the top lane's been going well regardless. So it'll be interesting to see. The Ari ban comes down as well as the Akshan ban. So no Ari this game for Wiggler. We're sinister one. Vex ban, no Mana Mars Vex. I'd be interested to see if they first pick the Jarvan. I think it would be the most responsible thing to do. We'll have to see how they feel about it.
We're still hovering that Vex ban, but haven't managed just yet. It might opt for something different. No, it's going to be Vex. And UCD going straight in with the J4.
Yeah, it's just super sensible. I don't like that Orianna is open as well. If Mana Mars to play Orianna, then we might have a bit of a disaster on our hands for QEV. But
what
nevertheless,
the first big pet spot?
don't do that if you can avoid it. But you know, if they need to, they should. No, don't pick the pled. Don't. Syndra, I like it. So obviously Mana Mars has been playing this the entire series. Now we get to see Wiggler do it, and they're going to opt to the Jinx as well. I like it. Obviously they're playing off with the confidence that they have, that Jinx was super effective in that series. The only thing that I'd be wary of is the fact that they're now playing to a Jarvan instead of a Viego, so Jinx can't get out of box, you know, unless Flash, Jinx stays in box. So that could be problematic. What we have seen from UCD in the past is that they play the Jarvan and the Seraphine, but if they go for the Rel, they could go for full wombo combo, pick an Orianna here, and it could be a disaster for QB, but I'll be interested to see if they like the match.
I also think as well, I'm not sure what the matchup was last time. I know they picked Kai'Sa, but I'm not sure if Kai'Sa was picked after the Jinx, but I mean, they have that concept looking to after pick maybe another AD carry. Like, honestly, I've been seeing a bit of Varus, and I can see an option here where you've got to do opt to take Varus. Varus has been picked a fair bit recently. He's good in the Jinx as well, because what can Jinx do if she gets locked down by the chain of corruption? The big cock, as it were, as the anagram would dictate. Where, like, I mean, I think it fits well in the comp. I think it's really good with Jarvan has ulti. I think it's good with Rel as well. And I honestly, if any UCD players who are definitely not watching the stream are watching, all I'm saying is Varus is open right now.
It's yeah, it's a bit of a shout, I think. I don't hate it. I don't hate the idea at all. What I do hate is, but no. I think he actually played it pretty well. He just got super unlucky. And that can happen when you're playing top lane, where you fall so far behind in the isolated 1v1 that you know, it's kind of hard to do anything except just like try and flip. And he got super close on a couple, like the second flip that he did, he got really close, just the jungler showed up again. And at that point you say jungle diff and you go next. But it's an interesting one.
They won though.
Yeah, but they still won. I think he is good at Kled, and he has a matchup that he can see with his eyes now, and he obviously likes the look of the Aatrox matchup. What I do love is UCD banning Renata. I think that is super key. I think the Renata was super imperative in keeping that Jinx alive throughout the entire last game, and now they have to pivot to some other kind of peel for the Jinx, and you might not get the benefits of Renata where you have the peel and like the shielding. You're gonna have to choose one or the other here, and it's good. I also like the Orianna ban. We were talking about that a lot, and now we can get rid of that. That's good.
Yeah, a lot of champs coming out here, a lot of bans going through. QUV at the moment here, maybe rounded out here. They do have counter pick, so they'll probably be looking to take the support here now that we know it's going to be the realm one. And what are they going to pair it with? Looking towards the disengage. I don't hate that. Can you Jarvan ulti or Janna ulti people out of the Jarvan ulti? I think you can you?
I don't play bot lane. I'm sorry.
I don't even know that. I don't think we've even seen that. But yeah, I mean, it does a lot of disengage. It can take an Aatrox off you. It can stop Rel if she magnets towards in on you. You can kind of pop it after. I think Janna does a lot. Tornado does a lot as well. Janna, I don't hate it. I actually quite like it. Honestly, now, if I was UCD, I would not lock Varus right now. That's just all I'm saying, man. I'm just,
I mean, I like it, right? So you have an identity here. We were talking a lot about identities in the first game. You have a Jarvan, a Rel, and an Aatrox. You want to go in, you want to dive, Kai'Sa, you jump in behind. It's very, like, you can see what they're trying to do. You can see it, you can identify what the win condition is in a team fight. The Janna is going to be very important in trying to stop that. And I do think that maybe one other form of disengage would be lovely if they could get it out of the jungler. As we see, that's not an Akali. An Akali? A Mattermore's Akali.
It's an A champion. Maybe he missed it.
Ari's banned, I'm afraid. We got the Akali on the side of Mattermore's.
Man, we got Akali and Kai'Sa.
They got it dive. They're diving in.
Pretty. Honestly, I stand by my statement. I still think they need Leviathans is better than Kai'Sa here. Because think about it, like no. Besides, like, it's good on Kled. The only member that Varus is not really useful on that whole team is Syndra, and that should be taken care of by J4 anyway. I don't know. I like the UCD comp. Don't get me wrong. It's nice and rounded, but I just worry about their execution. To be honest.
I think the Poppy is a bit of an inspired pick, to be honest, because you have all of this dive that you can negate. The Jan and the Poppy are going to be super imperative in keeping the Syndra and the Jinx alive. You got the Kled to kind of mess things up in the back or whatever, but what this is really going to come down to in a 5v5 is whether Poppy and Janna can keep all of that dive off of the Jinx. That is essentially how it's going to go. And you have so much shielding and healing as well from Janna onto the Jinx that if they can't kill the Jinx in the first 5 seconds of the fight, then it's going to be really difficult for them to answer it there, like, henceforth. So yeah, I do think that both the teams have really, like, drafted an identity. You have the dive versus the disengage, and it's going to be really interesting to see how it plays out in these fights.
I think both comps do want to do something. I think you're dead right. I think they're very well drafted this time around. I think both teams, I don't hate anything really besides maybe the Kled, but even then it's kind of interchangeable with something else. I still think something like a Malphite would definitely do more. I still stand by that. But overall, I actually don't hate it. I like UCD's comp. Maybe, you know, I'm not too sure, but why do you ask me his capabilities on the Kai'Sa versus the Jinx as we saw from last game? But besides that, I think it's very well rounded. And I actually like PvP as well. So honestly, if I was to hedge my bets, I could put it on either team really. This could be a serious stomp by UCD early and they walk away, or I could see them trying this and PV saying no way in hell. Maybe they get a few more kills on USSR 99, but at the same time, I can see a world where Kelko just demolishes them with Jinx and has a lot of coverage, a lot of peel potential, a lot of disengage, and yeah, it's looking good so far. But final game, lads, come on. Game 3, best of 3. Get your hype on, get your skates on, lads, and get the hell in here and watch this. This is the big game. The winner going through to the LAN finals. I kind of think it's going to be a good one. I think it's going to be spicy, especially if one of these teams gets through, lads. So please, be ready. Don't go anywhere and watch this. Welcome everyone, and I hope you're all ready for a spicy final game as one of these teams will make it to the Land Grand Finals, where we've got Wiggy Wanderers up against UCD Leviathans, and it's been very to and fro so far. UCD taking the game 1, with Wiggy Wanderers taking game 2 after a very back and forward game. As we head into game 3, it looks like UCD are pathing for something here. They might just find USSR 99. Ironic he'd be the first one to die, but we'll find out now. He is going to get spotted, I believe, and I think they know now that they can't chase forward anymore. Dwab, what do we think?
Yeah, just getting a bit of information there. Nothing too major there. They just spot out USSR. Maybe they know that he has the orange shield. It's big. Yeah, I think they should probably defend here. I don't think they should give up this ward incredibly easily. They should try and do something they can get first strike stacks on Wiggler as well, as we do see a pause.
They can pause the game as well.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it was Pristin that was disconnecting there. So we do get a little bit of a pause, and we get to really digest these team comps as we have the Aatrox versus the Kled in the top lane. We get to see more Kled. I love Kled. We're back.
We're back in the game. 115, baby. Let's go. Pristin and the boys going in aggressive here. Let's start it off. Kane Shed taking a bit of damage already. I'm not sure if that means a recall is in order here to get his health bar back. I believe he's okay for now, especially if his camp's respawning soon. That is probably not the option, but sure, look, whatever he thinks of doing. And we have the little blemish there. We have the second pause happens as well.
We love the second pause.
We love the second pause.
We're back. Yeah, I think this top lane matchup is going to be super key. If Chinese man gets ahead on this Aatrox, that is like the not dive kind of damage that you're going to need here, where you know, you're just able to hit frontline and try and disrupt what the Janna and the Poppy want to do. So it will be. I know he has a dash as well that could get rooted, but I think it is important that the Aatrox gets ahead for them to do what they want to do, and he's trading incredibly well here in the first 2 waves. USSR has been consistently messing up this early game, I would say. But that's probably just due to player proficiency. I think Chinese man really knows what to do. As we see level 2.
Nothing happens there. He hits level 2, does go really aggressive there, but doesn't manage to catch anyone at the side of Wiggy Wanderers there. UCD looking a bit pathing very aggressively here, really. And I guess they kind of think after game 2, they do want to get this kind of snowbally lead early. You know, any of these champs kind of get ahead, especially a Kali and the Aatrox. Give them a couple of kills, and we've seen Chinese man put in some shifts on this Aatrox in terms of getting kills. USSR 99 goes really aggressive there, misses the bear trap and rope, but Kane Shed is here, and I don't think USSR knows, but Speed's here. Kane Shed's here for the counter gank, really cleverly done. It's like he's got eyes in the back of his head. Hasn't even shown himself yet, but now he does with the flag and strike, but really nicely done from Spee. That was so nice from the Poppy to knock him out of that.
Yeah, that kind of is just like a preview as to what this game is going to look like. They're gonna have to like really be careful about the Poppy W at all, like in all facets of this game. As if the USSR 99 here gets a remand, he can really do a lot of damage here. So they really do have to be careful, as both junglers are still here. But instead we get to look at the rest of the lanes as we're just a bit more trading going on. So yeah, that Poppy W is going to be super important as to the way that these fights are going to break out and play out. So they're going to have to be careful that Jarvan especially will be very vulnerable if he's not able to get in and do what he wants to do.
Definitely think it's a lot of pressure on the junglers. I also think, especially after the second game and watching what happened there, it really is Chinese man and Kane Shed's responsibility to get on that Jinx. They really just can't ever let her free hit in these later fights, and they really need to cop that on.
Yeah, 100%. The Jinx is the main pressure point here, as it was in the last game as well. Just should have never really been in that game, but managed to pick up a couple of shutdowns and then was able to free hit just off the back of some really nice work from Spee as well. Just getting it done on the Jarvan. So yeah, I guess to trade the Jarvan over has been a super key moment in this in these drafts, is when the Jarvan goes over. The blue side team normally favored, but yeah, we do see a big engage here.
The flash from Pristin, but the counter gank coming in from the Poppy. They're really nicely done. What do you ask me? Getting taken super low. But in comes Kane Shed with a counter gank of his own. Leaf and the boys taking a lot of harass, but why do you ask me taking low? And that's 2 summoners for 2. For the side, 3 even for the side of QUB. And actually Wiggy Wanderers come out on top of that in that trade.
Yeah, we might have missed something in the top lane here, as there's some big trades going on here. I think Chinese man might be in trouble if he stays here. But does elect to do so anyway. I think he's dead if he gets hit by one of these shots, to be honest.
Oh, he remounts, he goes to the bear trap with a rope, it connects, he dismounts, he resets turn aggro that when he does not get taken out. Somehow USSR 99 actually knows the matchup better than Chinese man for the looks of things here.
He did the one thing that he wasn't supposed to do. He wasn't supposed to get hit by the Q, he got hit by the Q. So yeah, that what that does is just give a bit of health back to the Aatrox, able to get the passive auto attack as well to really heal up, but that lucky that the remount comes in right on time just where that third shot hits, and then that does reset the aggro. It's a key mechanic on Kled. So yeah, no harm, no foul there, both live, and you can see very key to what this game, how this game is going to play out, as we do see a little bit of a fight in the bot lane.
B getting found by Madamars and Kane Shed. Syndra's not there just yet, but they're going hyper aggressive. Pristin knows he is backed up, so he's going super aggro on the leaf there. Not getting anything, but Pristin himself is super low. Overall, again, it's just scrappy fight after scrappy fight, and no one seems to be getting any benefit from it, really.
Yeah, so unfortunate to see that zap go wide there. I think that would have been the damage in the slow that you needed there to get that our first blood. But we still dead even on gold, dead even around the map. Everyone else matching each other. Just very key that that the mistakes aren't being made. But we might have another one here.
UCD going really aggressive. Their players are super low, but it doesn't really matter if they're going super aggressive on the Kelko. Can Kelko kill him with the auto? Yes, he can, and he gets the reset. He doesn't have Ghost. He doesn't have Flash. What were UCD thinking there, though?
Kaneshed's EQ there, the Flying Drag got cancelled by the Chomper as he walked onto it. So he dashed into the Chomper and then got cancelled, and that gave Kelko the opportunity to free hit onto Pristin and get that reset. So using that movement speed that he got from the reset, he was able to dash away. So yeah, really fortunate there that the Chompers were well placed. So instead of getting stunned straight away, he got stunned once he hit the Flying Drag. Good from Kelko, maybe fortunate more so than well played, but all the same, he does get the first blood and is in the driver's seat now in this lane.
UGB, what can I say? Starting off strong. Kelko showed last game he was a monster on the Jinx. Even when the rest of his team were crumbling around him, and he said, no, not today, sir, as he put them all on his back and carried them into that Nexus. Maybe he can do it here, as we actually see USSR 99 going for the anti-heal against Chinese man. Probably to make it a bit harder for him to look for something, actually.
Yeah, I was trying to say that before that fight on the bots. I got kicked off that the Executioner's calling here and the anti-heal on the side of USSR 99 will be super key, because while you do get it when you do proc your bear trap on a row, as we see there, when he misses it he doesn't, but now that he has the Executioner calling, he is able to do it regardless. So yeah, is going to be key into these trades, but yeah, not a good one being taken there from USSR 99.
USSR 99, I mean, he's my biggest fan. What can I say? He takes after me, and you know, I clearly play champions I can't play to a great degree, as this man's doing here. As he looked for something on the Chinese man. Chinese man, though, going to come back with the cubes. A lot of damage, going to cut the dismount. USSR trying to get back onto Garl there. Poppy is also hovering for maybe a counter gank on the top side if she thinks that Kane Shed's going to do it, but maybe she ganks herself first, and Kane Shed can do something. But Poppy looking to recall here. Chinese man, does he have the damage? Oh, she is staying, so both junglers going to find each other in a second. Counter gank coming from Kane Shed here as Spee going to find Chinese man. A lot of damage coming through, a lot of autos, no ultis available, but Kled does have charge available. About to remount here, but Kane Shed's here. Can they get a kill? Yes, they can. 2 kills for Wiggy Wanderers. UCD, what is happening here, my brothers?
Finally, we get to see Spee be the more proactive of the two there, as he does arrive first in the top lane, and while he does have Kane Shed behind him, he is there, and he's able to get the job done there. Uses the W, so that really delays Aatrox's ability to outplay that 2v1 because he can't use his E. So yeah, not able to get very much damage. There's Kane Shed looking to hold this wave, but might be in trouble as a result.
Yeah, but the Dragon Drag away there, and it's actually nice that he knocked up USSR 99 while he was doing it as well. Charge is available, can't really do much with it until these kind of bigger fights start breaking out. Although maybe he could look for something on Chinese man. Chinese man at the moment, 0-1-0. Don't know who logged into USSR 99's account at the moment here. Maybe, you know, as the USSR was, sharing is caring, even with the accounts. But yeah, it's he's doing well so far.
Yeah, it's an issue was Wiggler. Oh, first strike.
Oh.
Not quite, but yeah, just that kind of play is.
Oh, Jinx! Oh, I went wide.
That play is kind of a weird one because On the side of Kane, on the side of Kane Shed, the whole thing about that is that he tried to hold the top wave for his struggles. We see him go in and gets the kill on Wiggy, another one for him. But this dragon's being started up now. Yeah, the thing is, you lose a lot of tempo, right? Because you know he is on the back foot. You know, loses this entire dragon pretty much as a result of being you know, off tempo by trying to hold that wave and still failing. The one thing that he does do though is get bailed out by Wiggler. He is able to pick up that kill in the mid lane and now looks to start the Herald.
Shed and the boys, even though they lose the dragon, they're like, well, we can get something for our troubles here, and they're looking to take this rift. They do know he's there. USSR 99 pushing in that wave topside to try and minimize what's going on here. Here comes Poppy though, does have to keep it further, does knock him out, and now it's going to be QUB. We're going to do this, it looks like now at the moment here. The boys are fighting, it goes through. Who took it in the end there? I think it was Wiggy Wanderer. No, it wasn't, it was UCD. Madam Mars picks up the rift herald there.
Yeah, Shpee manages to use his ulti there to knock King Shed away, but unfortunately does not have smite after smiting the dragon. So it does delay it, but it does have to give up his own flash as a result as well. So maybe that was actually an unfortunate play that he pulled off successfully there. You know, mission failed successfully, but either way, is able to delay for a little while. So no harm, no foul there. Just without flash for the next 5 minutes.
No flash for the next 5 minutes while Kelko and Leaf are looking hyper aggressive here onto the Kaiserrel. Now I kind of was thinking that once Jinx started getting a bit ahead, a lot of range she has as well with those rocket autos. Why do you ask me? He's really relying on Kristen to start making these plays and start stunning so she can do more damage. And Shpee coming in for Chinese man. W not going to do anything. USSR gets knocked off. Is it going to be enough damage to take him out? Yes it is! He's 2-0 this time. Reverse it this time. 0-2-0 Chinese man this time around. It's like opposite day over here.
Hey, believers in chat, I saw you go mad for the Kled as soon as it got picked, and it's working out here for USSR 99, looking to get a bear trap on a rope now for K-Shed as well. But yeah, really well played there by Shpee to use his W to good effect. Obviously the Hex Flash as well, because we saw they didn't have any flash, but also not to get hit by that Aatrox Q3, because I'm pretty sure if Aatrox had hit that Q3 on either one of them, he would have been able to heal through it and kill them both. So just really well played micromechanics from USSR 99 and Shpee there to stay alive and yeah, just accrue that advantage now again. Obviously still down in CS, but looking really good now as he does get his recall off, and we will get to see what Lovely Boy picks up a pickaxe and is going to look to take it to Chinese man once again in the top lane.
Something to keep a note here as well in that middle lane, even though nothing really has happened much besides Wiggler dying, Wiggler is still 20-something, 23 CS up on Madam Mars at the moment, which is a fair bit of CS for 12 minutes into.
It is, and it's super notable, right? It's not something that we should really ignore, as USSR 99 is looking for a bit more trouble.
Looking for something in that top lane. Don't think anything too mad's gonna happen here. Did dismount, doesn't have Scarl just yet. TP gonna come through though. Stun does not connect on Madam Mars. Madam Mars having his own ulti. TP user as well. Wiggler knows that as well, so Wiggler can take advantage of that if something does come up in a second.
Yeah, an interesting one. The TP goes down. Obviously he is lacking a bit of mana. As soon as he does get his buy though, I do think he will look to use that TP back into the mid lane with his completed item. As we see, the Akali only has the Hextech Alternator and a Blasting one, so not quite able to finish that. What I think.
Geez. That was really, really nicely done with the Hex Flash over the Raptor Pit. Jinx Rocket not going to get it out of Mars. Gets the kill on Delete. They're looking for another perfect execution. But he gets taken out himself. Shpee, unfortunately, might just be next up to get taken down there. And Jinx can't do anything. Kled can't do anything. 2 kills, 3 kills going to go over the end there for UCD. That was a flip on its head.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Leaf is tanking the tower when the Jarvan goes in, but the Jarvan casts him very, very unlucky there, as he just takes a micro step, takes a tower shot, and then gets Cataclysm stuck in that tower. So yeah, it's just really unfortunate there for that Janna. Not able to do anything, not able to pop the ulti, because I do think that fight goes a lot differently if the Janna doesn't get one shot. But you know, these are the swings and roundabouts, and UCD find themselves back in striking distance once again. A very well played execution there, a perfect execution, shall you say, from Madam Mars there on the Akali.
Mars knew exactly when to pull the trigger, to be honest there, because that was otherwise a very difficult play to pull off there. The members of QEB had the damage and had a lot of items that they could kind of do stuff. I know Wiggler played it a bit out of position, but minus Kelko and USSR 99. Yeah, they did well for themselves. I just think overall, well played from Madam Mars there. UCD back in the game, 4 for 4. Dead even on the board, minus the dragon going over to the side of Wiggy Wanderers. And at the moment, yeah, it's all going to a lull here, but dragon will be spawning in 28. This time, it's going to be the second dragon, a Chemtech dragon. That's nice. Little token there, Chemtech drag for the boys. But the stun connects. Kristen's here, but what can he do? Adamar is getting straight away halved. Rip Herald hits the turret. Doesn't actually do too much to it, which is nice. USSR and Chinese Man at the moment now. Kind of just trading a bit back and forth. Chinese Man appears to be in the lead here, but 2-0-0. Don't count my boy USSR 9-9 out of anything at the moment. And you do see right now Wiggy Wanderers are on the dragon.
Yeah, no TP for either top laner here is interesting. I do think being caught on a reset, UCD will decide to just sack this dragon, give up the second one. Obviously, not the worst in the world that it's only the second one, but we'll get to see what kind of soul we have now, and it is Infernal, I believe, which is going to be even more interesting for how this game plays out. We do see USSR 99 going for something.
Looking aggressive here. Syndra's actually passing towards his top side as well. Maybe she's just hearing a bit of vision and looking for a bit more vision on the free here. But Chinese Man could get caught out if he does decide to stay. Then a blasting plant over the Baron. Maybe try and rotate up here and look for something. He's still in the top lane. And you do see Wiggler now is top. Maybe looking to get a little help of his own here. Help his boy out in the top lane. He's recalling. Chinese Man cancelled his recall. Syndra is around for now. Is she gone? No. No, yeah, she's leaving back to mid lane, and it was a bit too late for the timing. It was rather unfortunate because if Chinese Man showed himself a smidge earlier there, I think she's dead.
Yeah, and what this does open up for now is that the fact they know where Wiggler is and it's not in the bot lane, that they could look for a 4-man dive or something. The thing is, the Shpee is here. Whether or not they know that is unsure, but instead, Madam Mars does just opt to go back into the mid lane, and Shpee is here alone now, no other jungler. So if Briston overextends here, if they're able to bait something out, this could be really good for the Wiggy Wanderers if they can try and bait something here.
Yeah, they have potential to do it. They're holding the wave, maybe trying to force them to wait for it now. They're just going to give up and shove it in. I think Papa's going to complete a recall and go back to base. Yep, that's going to be the case here. But overall, nothing too mad. Maybe nearly a 30 CS diff in the mid lane. Wiggy getting a bit of those minions. Although Syndra into Akali, you kind of imagine so.
Yeah, there's nothing much that the Akali can do, I feel. Maybe play a tiny bit more aggressive, but it's super hard to get onto Syndra when she has the E to just knock him away as well. So I think it's good for Akali though, honestly, that both of them are just scaling up, and it's not like better for either one of them. They're both going to be strong by it. But I think the strong Akali is going to be like really good for what this comp wants to accomplish, because there's only so many dive champions you can stop at one time. You know, when you have the Relic Jarvan, the Aatrox, and the Akali.
Oh, the flat Magnus Storm coming out there from Kristen though, forcing Shpee to flash away. They don't get a kill, but they do force a flash out of Shpee, which is fairly key when he can flash headbutt people in the wall.
Yeah, and you know, it's kind of hard to stop any dive when you don't press W. So unfortunately for Shpee that he gets caught there before he's able to do anything about the dashes that are falling on his head. But yeah, either way, it just gets out there with Flash just as it came back up fairly recently. We saw him using the Hex Flash there for a while, but you know, maybe you can use some more of the Hex Flash.
Maybe you can even. Do you see a fight breaking out? Is USSR looking for the trades on the Chinese Man? Again, it's probably just the noodle fight top lane. First items completed for both top laners, but you do see instead of the extra longsword and maybe something else, he did have the Executioner's Calling the whole time there. So that might pay dividends as we do see the Akali passing towards his top side as well. Janna could come here and get a disengage. They do know that Janna's coming up towards them, so maybe they don't offer too much. Yeah, they just straight show and say, we'll just take this first turret top lane. Can you stop me? No, maybe he can. As USSR 99 connects the bear trap on the rope. Chinese Man is so low. Going to pop his own World Ender ulti there. Madam Mars has the perfect execution of DP. Here comes Shpee. Jigs ulti connects. Madam Mars trying to run away. What can he do? I don't really know at the moment here, but he's forced to run away anyway.
Yeah, I think we saw the true power of Divine Sunder on Poppy there. It was really important damage there that you probably wouldn't get out of any other item on the Poppy at this point in time, because like the Aatrox can heal through that if it's not a straight burst. But we do see Prisma try to move on here. Does get a weird animation there and gets stunned. Wiggler I think can successfully fend off this 2v1 as Kelko is being made a play of.
He's trying to stop Madam Mars. Nice use of Chompers there to stop him just running straight on him. I think he takes Chompers if he goes in with the dash there, but I think does it go on to him? I don't know how the Akali dash works as it came to movement or something.
It gets stopped. It gets stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah. So nevertheless, yeah, I did think that they were going to try and force onto that that tower, but that would have ended up being fairly disastrous. Well played by Shpee there, just dissuade the German from coming through, and they do step off from the tower, so they will come back and get it at some other point, but that just won't be right now. As teams will tussle inevitably for mid push here, as the dragon is coming up in the next minute or so. there's a key TP advantage here. USSR 99 has the TP, and the Aatrox doesn't quite yet, so I do think the Aatrox will probably make an early move down if they are looking to get this dragon, because they don't want to leave Soul Point go uncontested. So, yeah, it's an interesting one. No TP here. USSR 99 can kind of try and push top and try and find an advantage here.
Wiggy and the boys doing a bit of damage, trying to stay alive. That's the TP used there. Madamars also did not have a TP available. Everyone's up, all aboard the train to Dragon, and we do see them trying to start it immediately as the Cataclysm comes down on the speed. They want to get rid of this fight immediately. Madamars going in with the perfect execution, and the Killer Instinct. That's 3 ultis just used, but oh my god, that's the amount of damage from UCD. 4 members dead. What was that? And that was a huge damage coming out there from Chinese Man and the boys.
Yeah, so this is the composition. You know, you hit them with the perfect execution, the Aatrox T3. That's the dive. The fact that they got the Poppy out so early, and you know, they know that the Poppy has no flash because of the play they made earlier. Then they get the Poppy down, so the Poppy is most of the anti-dive. If Janna can't get her abilities off in time, obviously doesn't have a tornado charged up and doesn't press R. So that's the dive. You know, you can't really stop the Kali dash, and once you get that off and you have the rel, you're able to drop the Aatrox Q3 down, and they look like they died in about 0.7 seconds. So yeah, it's a really good draft by UCD, and they have an identity, and they're sticking to it, and they know what they're trying to do. So it's you know, it's nice to see a plan come to fruition here on the side of UCD, and they're only just in the driver's seat. You know, they only have about 500 turned into 1,000 more gold now with that tower going down. But both teams still very much in this game, and we have a very, very spicy game 3.
A lot going on at the moment here. 2-0-0. Kaisa is up in the CS department at the moment, and she's also up in the gold. She's currently completed her what's that pull again? It is called Gwyn's Rage Blade. They have the name that leaves me so, because don't excuse me, it's late at night. But yeah, Gwyn's Rage Blade completed there for the Kaisa means she does have the heal upgrade and the heal upgrade, I believe. So that is
that dagger. The extra dagger, I think, gives it to you.
Yeah, the extra dagger gives it. So she's got the invis.
Just one blasting wand, I think, off the other one. I think you might need the amp tome as well. I'm not sure, but yeah, I assume this is going into an Ashes if you want all 3 upgrades. But nevertheless, we do see a lot of bounties on the side of UCD. I think that's where I wanted to go next. Where you know, these teams are only 1,000 gold striking distance. It's so much more beneficial for QUB if they win a fight, because you have, look at these bounties. You have 150 gold on each of the top 3, and then you have a 250 gold bounty on the Kaisa. So that's 550 gold each of the Kaisa. And so if they find themselves in everyone kills each other, then you know QUB automatically wins the fight. So it would be beneficial for them to try and play these fights as correctly as they can. They're a little bit behind in gold, but not that much to the point where it's an incredibly dramatic lead for the side of UCD. So it'll be all about trying to take a play where they can try and get a catch, because this dive from UCD is super deadly, and if they can find that combo without going interrupted, then I think they automatically win the fight. So it's important for QUB to try and break it all up with the Janna and with the Poppy.
Definitely QUB has a tough job to do at the moment. UCD has tried to crack that mid tier 2. Admittedly though, USSR 99 did take the top tier 2 as well. Still a bit of value. He's 2-0-1, didn't die neither. I don't think he even TP'd down for that fight in Dragons, so he's kind of just sitting there with the shutdown on him. Complete flip from last game. He's 2-0-1. There's a lot he can do at the moment. As we've clearly seen, he's already swapped lanes, says, okay, feck it, try and match me in the bot lane now. And Chinese Man, I think, thinks he likes his odds. He does have the second line completed. USSR, I'm not sure how close to his completion. He did get put a bit behind by going execution, because you know that means that he can't use that on maybe a couple more long swords or something to complete a second item. But Chinese Man catch him on the recall. USSR 99 going aggressive on this. He wants to kill. No junglers to help me though. The rest of the team are pathing towards this Baron. Meanwhile, let's get a bit of a noodle fight there in that bot lane.
Yeah, he's not that far off his mythic. I don't think. I assume it is the Eclipse, and he does have the Caulfields and the Dirk, so I'm pretty sure he's fairly close. But not quite yet, unless he sell. No, he does get it. Yeah, he has 1,000 gold. So yeah, picks up the Eclipse. Yeah, 2 items each in the top lane, and the Poppy lagging a bit behind. 2 items each in the mid lane, 2 items each bot lane. Yeah, we have a pretty even game going. Obviously, that Eclipse spike is pretty huge for QUB. So if they do find themselves in a fight fairly soon, they are well equipped to deal with it. Obviously a big spike. I would recommend that they probably fight soon if they're going to fight at all, because they have that spike. You know, a lot of League comes down to fighting not in gold or gold differential, but in spikes. So the fact that they are spiking right now, where they picked up the IE and they picked up the Eclipse, means that they are at a pretty good equivalent strength where they could fight. So I think it is important that they do fight this dragon. Obviously, it'll be their third dragon as well. It's just a matter of whether or not they can get good setup and good vision and not get picked like they did last time. But you know, you never know. We saw them in game 1 sneak a Baron in one of these situations, so they might end up going for that again. You know, the map is their oyster.
Towards that, you're actually dead on there. They're all hopping towards that Baron pit at the moment, actually.
Yeah, we did see this in game 1, where they said sod it to the third dragon and went for the Baron instead. They might look for the same play now if they have an IE on the Jinx.
Oh, they got spotted in the ward though, so no Barons to the boys, unless they want to force it here. They could bait them actually, because they did it game 1. Usually you could say, oh, immediately run for it, like, oh shit, they're gonna start Baron, which is what's actually happening. And
I think they learned their lesson. Yeah, I think they learned their lesson where you know, they got caught out by that last time. But it's just a way for them to get vision in, and now they know that everyone tapped it up, that the dragon pit is currently free, so they are able to just maneuver around a little bit. It's a good way of delaying things, trying to get into a better spot, but it doesn't look like it's going to get much better as far as vision is concerned, because Person once again has that place absolutely lit up, and Wiggler doesn't seem to have any interest in coming before he recalls. I think he needs to recall because his mana is quite low. This dragon is going, and I think they are going to start Baron.
They're gonna go for it. UCD and the boys looking to think they have enough damage to do this. I mean, Jinx is 2 items, they have a bit of, but UCD absolutely melt that dragon with the Kaisa, with the Jarvan, and the TP coming out here. Oh my god, his TP got cancelled. What was USSR99 thinking?
That's really bad. I don't think they can do this anymore. I think they could have done it if they both TP'd. Now we see an Aatrox TP instead, and they've leashed the Baron for UCD. It's a disaster.
USSR99.
He's going for it though.
He stole it! He stole the Baron!
Oh my god, he got it! What the hell? He manages to hit the smite right on time. I think it was 1.1k or something like that. Wiggler picked him 6 times, but nobody. That's party chat, unfortunately. But yeah, he steals the Baron. He leashes it and he says, "No, I leashed that for myself." Takes it right back. So yeah, they have the gold lead now. They might have given up to Infernal Dragons, but they have the gold lead there in the driver's seat. And this Kled is monstrously strong if he has the mechanics to pull it off. He has he's going towards the Hullbreaker now with the Phage and the Winged Moon play. That's the one. So yeah, looking towards the Hullbreaker here, going to be a side lane menace. It's a matter of whether or not that 4v4 can go well on the side of QUB, and now they're going to be bombing down the mid lane to try and make something happen. What we've seen from QUB in this series is they make a big play and then they throw it. So I'm hoping they don't throw it this time.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're doing 4-man mid lane. This is giving me some PTSD from game 1 and 2, really.
Yeah, this is pretty much how they threw the last 2 games. I'm excited to see them not mess it up this time.
Yeah, although it'd be interesting. It's interesting.
it looks like they're kind of maneuvering for it, to be honest.
No, they're going in! It's going in for UCD! The fight breaks out here! Keeper's verdict though! Kaincha takes out Jinx immediately! What is happening? Down goes 1! Kaincha looking for 2, but they take out the Akali. 1 for 1, mid for 80 carry. It's not too bad. Kaincha actually has nowhere to go here. And we do see the exhaust coming through onto USSR99. Priston trying to keep himself alive. Chinese man though, he thinks he can take his odds here. 4 members, and I don't know who would take there. I think honestly I prefer the kills on Kelko there. But USSR99, they keep thinking he's behind. He's not behind anymore this game. He's 2-0-1, and you can see a serious chunk of damage coming out from QUB here. What can UCD do to match it?
Yeah, that could have been a lot worse. You got the Janna ulti and the Poppy W that rooted up the Durrell as well there, so it wasn't as bad as it looked like it was going to be. And yeah, they got the Kled in the back there as well. They trade 1 for 1. They still have the Baron, so it's all in all not that bad. The Jinx still has both her summons as well. I think they might be looking for something here, or like really trying to force it, but they're just gonna retreat, and they have Baron recall, so they'll be able to get back very quickly. So yeah, all in all, a 1 for 1, and not that much of a disaster.
No, but I don't know who you'd favor more in that. I know QUB got a mid tier too, but I kind of don't think they're doing too much with the Baron at the moment.
Yeah, but the thing is, in this series with QUB, I'm astounded that they didn't just throw the game right there. So yeah, excited for that. Excited to see what they can do. Hopefully, now that they have a Baron and are actually able to stabilize by recalling like they should have done last 2 times. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed, but I'm happy that they didn't throw it this time.
I am as well, to be honest. I think it really comes on the back of how well Shed plays it and how well Why Do You Ask Me plays it. Because as we saw, is a kind of a misplay from when he popped his ult and kind of threw game 2 there for UCD, or it kept their survivability anyway. So it's going to be interesting how the boys play. Kelko taking the red buff there. USSR 99 also hovering around here, trying to match this Chinese man top lane. I'm not really sure of but they're definitely going to be a fight, and I definitely think if I was Kiwi, I'd watch it, because UCD with 3 Infernal Dragons is not what you want.
No, 3 Infernals is probably too much for the likes of an Akali and an Aatrox. So this next dragon fight rather is going to be super important. We do see USSR 99 is level 18 and Chinese man is level 15, so that's kind of important. He does have the Hullbreaker now. I think he will want to try and stay in the side lane and let it go for a 4-4-4, but I'm not too sure as to whether or not Chinese man can kind of, you know, even contest the side lane anymore.
See that man sidestepping, but really nice ulti, but who's there to match him? No one can usually there to match Shed. What is he doing? He just threw. Oh my god, what was that?
Yeah, that's the...
Wait, was he playing with a different team? Oh, the Magnet Storm for Priston, but who is there to help Priston?
Here comes Clinton.
There's no one there. Why do you ask me he's dead? Why do you ask me he's dead? That's game.
It's four. I don't know. They can go down mid. I'm not sure. I think the whole team is kind of frazzled, to be honest. I don't think they're going to commit to this because they know the Aatrox can kind of clear the wave. No, I think they are going to commit to this.
What were they thinking? I'm sorry, but Shed goes in and there's no one there. There's no Kai'Sa, or why do you ask me died with ulti up? And then Priston goes in, and why do you ask me no one else is around the right? Why do you ask me too low to help him out? So he just goes down as well. Were they playing with different teammates that I didn't see? What was going on there?
I don't know, but what I did like to see is the fact that you know, it's just really nice to see that they're playing into a full engaged comp, and they have they drafted the Poppy and the Janna, and it finally comes out well for them, and they're able to get 2 inhibitors and an Infernal Dragon. It could be QUP, it could be Wiggy.
Oh, QUP! USSR 99 victory. Oh, did I not say it? Did I not call USSR 99 victory this game? I said it was going to be the Lane Kingdom for USSR 99.
I think you might have been complaining about the Kled the entire time, but it doesn't matter.
Absolute Giga Chad. I mean, because he already did a lot when he was behind game 2. This guy's got 3 kills and he's ahead and he's level 18. Look at that man's build. He's got the Kempong Chainsword. Yeah, already got anti-heal completed. Like, he's just bing chilling at the moment here against Chinese man. Oh no! What are you doing? Leaf is down. Oh no, QUB. But Madame Mars goes in. He has the perfect execution. He blew the flash. Oh, but Wiggler takes him out back in response.
That is Syndra gameplay right there. He dropped 1 Q and pressed R, and Madame Mars is dead. Madame Mars has to stop push there, wasn't able to. I don't know if he had it at the time, but he does have it now, so he's learned his lesson. Yeah, and they really can't contest this Kled on the side lane, who's about to Flame Horizon Chinese man. USSR 99 kind of putting on a clinic on the Kled here. As he is 7 CS away from a Flame Horizon, as objective bounties coming up now for the side of UCD, as a Baron is about to be approached by QUB.
There's nothing UCD can do to match this, though, is there, really? Because at the moment, they have to play really safe for this. And I think, honestly, 2 inhibitors pushing in. This is looking very QUB set. I think, honestly, after they take this, they just run straight top lane. They can probably end top wave. Top and mid. If they just push a mid wave in and they crash same time, they just send 1 person top, then 2, 3 mid. I definitely think it's enough.
Yeah, I think what they're going to want to do is try and sync their wave up with USSR 99 because he has the Hullbreaker. Keep him isolated in the bot lane, so he can look to get that inhibitor. What the job of the rest of the team will be is to make sure that the waves keep pushing in. Baron super minions are super potent, and they're going to force UCD into a checkmate scenario where they have to engage on one side or the other, and either decision is going to be bad. So that's the idea. Whether or not they can look to execute on that is another thing. Another option that they can do is just force 5 into the bot lane, which looks more like what they're going to do, but we do see the Kled moving up towards the top lane, so it looks like Kled is going to be the man to push either waves in mid and top, and then have the rest of the team commit to the bot lane and look to get this final inhibitor and try and strangle UCD out of this game.
The UCD are not that far behind. Okay, they're a bit, but they still have some avenues into this lead force to flash. Oh no, that's not good for Shed. He just got caught. And look at the Jinx Rocket damage. Out comes his own ulti. Oh my god, he took him out. What was the prediction from Kelko there? But they get one back. They take out Wiggler. That's actually really big. But Matamar is going to get taken out. Jinx is still alive. Look at those rockets being popped by Kelko there. Look at the damage. Fee trying to run away. Trying to get out. They get one back. UCD might not be over just yet. They're trying to get something going on. Leaf is running. UCD are here. Chinese man's alive. Can he do it all? He cannot. USSR taking him out. It's Priston, and what do you ask me? Backs against the wall. Can you do it, Priston? Can you save your team? No! No, he cannot. That is going to be the series, I believe, and Wiggy Wanderers are your very first or second, since I don't know the score in the other series, Ireland Esports Collegiate Series finalists. See you guys at the LAN final, it looks like.
They're going to have to close this out. They have about 1 second on the Jervin, but I think they have enough. I don't think that there's anything that, even a Kali went to respawn can they could just kill the Jervin right here now after they take down this turret. They're going to look to force the Nexus. They're going to be screaming at each other.
As much as the Squabble. This is it. This is the game. That's it. Wiggy Wanderers, you absolute mad lads. No other carry performance from the boys. I never doubted USSR 99. 5-0-2 on the Kled. Masterclass, second most damage in the game. You deserved it, man. You deserved it. I'm actually shocked. UCD, the previous winners, knocked out. Wow, Squab, that was a series.
USSR 99 grabs UCD by the neck and screams UC free. Easiest game he's ever played on the Kled. 5-0-2, I believe, is what he finished up at. 19,000 damage, has the hull breaker, screaming UC free. Easiest game of his life, and that'll be QUB headed down south, down to Dublin for the LAN finals to take on TUD Apes Alpha, as they did take a 2-0 victory in their other game. So we have our final matchup. Wiggy Wanderers, Wiglor, going to the big stage, the big Dublin, to go and face TUD Apes Alpha, who would be considered absolute undisputed favorites since the start of the tournament. But UCD going down after winning the finals in rather nefarious circumstances last split. They, ousted TUD as the winners there, but only a one-split reign as champions, as we do see Wiggy Wanderers take them down here in the semi-final in the Ireland Esports Collegiate Series.
Oh my god, I'm out of breath. I actually don't know what to say. That was very back and forth. I actually think at one point it was so close. As soon as the Akali took out Wiggly Syndra, I actually thought UCD could have had a hope there. As long as he could get on to Kelko, I think there was an avenue where he won it. But he just couldn't get on him. And we saw it all started, unfortunately, on the back of Kane Shed, getting caught by that Jinx Rock. I don't know what happened in the end. Did he take some kind of... It didn't look like he took a Thresh Lantern. I'm not sure if it was just the flag and drag animation was just like busted, but it looked like he just hovered to another direction there. But he hovered right in the direction of the Jinx Rocket, unfortunately. And it was just a pretty insane prediction from Kelko. Kelko literally is the EU sniper after that game. And honestly, man, really, really well done.
Yeah, it's a masterclass. I mean, Wiggler is still 2-4 doing a massive amount of damage, 21,000 damage, the most in the game, just ahead of the Aatrox there as well. Just does a lot there with the first strike on the Syndra, getting a lot of damage down. Shpee had a really good performance in trying to, did his best to try and disengage a lot of those fights and peel for his carries. And even when we did see Kelko get caught, USSR 99 is so far ahead and has so many items. As I said, he was 3 levels ahead of Aatrox at one point in the game. Just does so much damage, and even when you ask me, with both of his summoner spells, isn't able to do anything to try and stop this Kled. And honestly, just super big game from USSR 99. I think it was really clutch from him.
Yeah, I'm actually shocked for that. After that performance game too, I think I nearly have PTSD going up against that guy, because that is some seriously gut-wrenching stuff. I mean, he won, but he did not have fun for the first like 10 levels of that game. So I don't know. But yeah, after that he came into his own in game 2, and I mean game 3, wow, he showed up. I think he played really well. Kelko played a solid performance. I think overall as well though, I think Leaf played really well. I'm actually shocked how well he played that series. I think he played really well.
Yeah, a couple of unfortunate times where he got caught, but he did his job in the 2 fights that really defined this game, where he was able to get his Jan ulti off and force the Jervin into the chompers. To keep him off the Jinx as well is super big and super important. So really well played to him and Shpee in doing their job, making their life so easy for Kelko here on the Ghost Jinx as well. Didn't even have to take another summoner spell. So yeah, just really, really important performances there, because you know they're not an easy team to beat. Even with or without Bebop, the UCD are quite a difficult team to beat. Chinese man looked behind, but still did almost the most damage in the game, and looked super decisive in his plays, but just didn't have enough follow up, and it was just a very difficult team for them to play against. So yeah, overall, just really, really good performance from Leaf and Shpee in this game.
Well, there you have it, lads. Our finals have been set. Mark your calendars, lads. Lauren final, we've got TUD Apes Alpha going up against QUB Wiggy Wanderers. Any final closing notes, Bob, before we take it off?
All I need to say is TUD trying to defend home turf, but Wiglor and the boys are on the rocky road to Dublin. We'll see you there.
I'm sure someone will affect their dart. Arcane will call in something there in the dart. Oh no, mysterious circumstances. Going to get stopped in Galway. Unfortunate, lads. But look, overall, lads, thank you everyone for tuning in. That has been a really good series. Unlucky for UCD there. It was really good performances from all of you and some shining kind of moments throughout, even if you didn't really walk away with the series. So hold your heads up high. It was really well played, and you still have third place to get through if you want to get there as well, lads. But overall, great job, lads. I've been Obi9. Bravo, thank you so much for joining. Good night, lads.
Thank you very much.